spouses or partners, a law intended to protect domestic violence victims. The ruling was 8-1, with Justice Clarence Thomas dissenting.
Here's what he says. The question in this case is whether the government can strip the Second Amendment right of anyone subject to a protective order, even if he has never been accused or convicted of a crime. Justice Thomas says it cannot. It says the court and the government do not point to a single historical law revoking a citizen's Second Amendment right based on possible interpersonal violence.
Fox's Shannon Bream. Former Trump White House aide Steve Bannon files an emergency petition with the Supreme Court asking justices to delay his prison sentence for contempt convictions.
Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in jail and has been ordered to report to prison by July 1st. The Supreme Court has already denied a similar request from another Trump administration aide. Bannon was convicted 2 years ago on 2 counts of contempt of Congress, both connected to subpoenas from the House committee investigating January 6.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapping up a speech to the nation's largest hospitality union, Unite Here.
Are you ready to fight for opportunity? Are you ready to fight for the promise of America? And when we fight, we win.
She accuses the former president and his allies of attacking freedoms. Former President Trump rallies tomorrow in Philadelphia, while President Biden spends time at Camp David prepping for next week's CNN presidential debate. Outside the network's New York City offices today,
RFK, let him speak. CNN, don't be weak.
a protest by supporters of independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who didn't qualify for the debate and has filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
No real change in our weather pattern. This large bubble of high pressure in control. It's a heat wave pattern, obviously. Lots of sunshine. 99 today. Tonight, clear skies, 90s this evening, 78 for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, 99. Couple of scattered thunderstorms late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Otherwise, Sunday is partly sunny and 94. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles?
Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You just ask, should I sell while my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out your home's equity. And you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's current best value without moving. That's Truehold.com. Go to Truehold.com now. That's Truehold.com.
Start your summer road trip at Midas and get up to $30 off your next repair service. Plus, get a free closer look vehicle check to make sure you're road trip ready. So if you need a brake service, an alignment check, or tune-up, hit up Midas for up to $30 off. For more details, request your appointment at Midas.com.
This month at Renewal by Anderson, save 24% on every window, patio door, and entry door with 0% interest for 3 years. And installation is included. Call by June 29th, 314-720-9200.
Download the free Upside app and earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
I actually did do it. I released a lot, as you know. But when it came to the whole thing, I was hit by some people that worked for me that are great people that you would respect. And they asked me not to do it. And I'm saying, why? Tell me why. And they said, sir, I think it needs a little more time. And I released a lot. But I said, if they feel so strongly, I respect the people and would have done that again. But this time, I'm just going to do it.
RFK says the CIA killed his uncle. Do you believe that?
Well, this wasn't CIA that asked me, but I think CIA was probably behind it. But they didn't. They would have preferred that I not release the rest of it. So we did give quite a bit. It's going to be done early on. A lot of people want to see that. And whatever it may say, I won't say. I sort of have an idea. But whatever it is, it'll be very interesting for people to see. And we're going to have to learn from it.
So President Trump's making a few promises. He's making some pretty saucy commitments to the American people should he become the president of the United States. Do you think that if we elect Joe Biden again, that he's going to release he probably thinks he killed him.
This is the kind of stuff, though, that as a kid, I was like, man, why don't presidents do this? This is the kind of stuff we need a really good president in there to release everything. Just release it all. And Trump's saying he's going to do it. I love it.
Me too. One of the things that Logan Paul asked him was he's like, so aliens. And Trump was like, I don't know. He goes, he kind of waffled on a little bit and suggested that he doesn't know that they exist, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And, Donald Trump is so Donald Trump about everything. I have no idea. I can't read that guy. I don't know when he knows something and he's not letting on that he knows something, because he's always making you think he knows more than he knows. And you know that as the president of the United States that he does, in fact, have some things in his head that he has not just told the American people. One of the things that I think Americans would love to have the most is the JFK stuff. And I find it as a compelling, let's not tax tips on our waiters and waitresses and get the JFK tapes. What else does he need to do?
I agree. I completely agree. This is the kind of stuff that I'm like, yeah, this is America. Let's do this.
The clip that I just played for you was from the All In podcast. Did you pull this from a video?
I pulled it off of Grabian.
Was it the video?
Yeah, there is a video of it.
So is this where he's in the Zoom meeting?
Yes.
I was listening to this Zoom. It was like an hour long. Another Logan Paul last week, different kind of situation. But at the beginning of this podcast, You see Donald Trump like shuffle into the shot and like straighten his tie. The boom microphone dips down into the top of the shot for a hot second. And you're like, he's just like one of us. But then they're all sitting in these really, really fancy boardrooms and not like the homemade studio I made for myself in COVID that had mattress pads stapled up on the wall to soundproof.
Yeah, but you couldn't see any of that.
No, you couldn't.
You could only see it if you walked in, you turned the camera the other way.
You got to see my studio set up the whole time I was doing it, and then you got to come see it for real.
Which is great. It was very beneficial to me because, as you know, I just run into rooms as fast as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And so when those were up, I didn't hurt myself like usual.
Do you feel a lot of pressure right now to be funny since Jamie Lissow's sitting right outside?
Oh, I didn't even know he was here.
That's a bull crap lie. You are a lying dog.
Well, thank you for the mattress joke setup because I know we talked about that ahead of time, and I'm like, I think this is like a really good one. Let's do that. And so I appreciate the setup.
I was just really talking about how I was sitting at, like next to my sump pump, broadcasting for 2 years basically in my basement. It was very rudimentary. But Donald Trump sits down in this podcast that a lot of people listen to, a lot of people are exposed to, and the Logan Paul. And forgive me, I don't know who the other guy was in that. I know Logan Paul's name. I don't know who the other guy in the podcast was, but he got Donald Trump to endorse his book. He was talking about how he was a drug addict. I don't remember what the drug of choice was, but he wrote a book about it and how addiction is a really bad thing. And Trump was very understanding and agreeable to this is a topic that needs to be discussed. And it just is a natural conversation. Shift over to watching Donald Trump show up and sit in his desk and welcome people and smile and be like a human being as opposed to the robotic old guy that Joe Biden has turned into. Listen to this clip here from MSNBC.
Well, the Biden campaign needs to set the narrative early that Biden is competent and capable to lead going forward, and he absolutely cannot have a senior moment at this debate. That's what I heard from, I was in Wisconsin.
How does Joe Biden not have Joe Biden is a senior moment. There isn't anything that Joe Biden is going to be able to do when he's on stage at this debate next week, for the amount of time that he's going to have to be out there and be performing, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to be effective as a communicator on Thursday, or he's not. If he's very effective, we're going to be like, how do we get that Joe Biden on the world stage? Because we just had him at the G7. And that wasn't it.
And Michigan 2 weeks ago for a lot of focus groups. And what I heard from voters, Democrats who support Biden, is just that they are going to be watching and they want to make sure that he's up to the task. They might still be planning to vote for him, but they're uncomfortable about the age. And it really is an albatross that is hanging around this candidate and campaign.
He has the goal for Joe Biden on Thursday is to not look old. That's it.
That is it. Yeah, if he comes across like the State of the Union, which is going to be harder. I'm not saying that that's going to be the same speech because he won't have a teleprompter here. But if he comes across where he gives you any confidence that he hasn't really lost his mind, he's actually doing okay, that's a huge win for him.
Joe Biden, his opponent on Thursday night is his own old age. He's going to have to figure out how to combat it. But the better he is at it on Thursday, the more of a comparison we're going to have to his daily existence. You can't separate those two things, and he can't not go all in on Thursday. He has to look completely competent in that setting, and I don't care what anybody says. I think that the debate rules actually confine Trump to potentially position Donald Trump to be the best version of Donald Trump. Here's Karl Rove on the subject.
I absolutely think it will be the most consequential moment of this campaign. It's high stakes for both of them. We've never had a presidential debate where it could have as volatile an impact on the election. And what's interesting is that it's high stakes and dangerous because it's going to be held on the 27th of June. Typically what happens is, like, for example, Barack Obama and George W. Bush did badly in their first debates in 2004 and 2012, but they had a second debate that followed relatively closely. This next debate will be on the 10th of September.
Great point.
Which means that there's nearly 11 weeks between this debate and the next one. So whatever happens in this one is going to have an outsized and I think durable effect on the outcome of the race.
So Yeah, I agree. But I also think that the separation I don't think Joe Biden's the guy. I really do believe that they're putting Joe Biden out there next Thursday so that the country goes, you got to replace him. And the Democrats will be like, oh, we love Joe. Okay.
Yeah, the best thing that could happen to the Republican ticket is if Joe Biden has a decent debate, because
then he could slide in there, or they have to do something a little more divisive.
Right.
With the party.
Just inspire a little bit of confidence. That's all we're asking.
Newt Gingrich was talking about the debate, and I mentioned this yesterday when we were talking about the debate, and I think it's an important thing to bring up again. Everybody's focused on Joe. Why? Because we're not sure that he can make it. And we've set the bar so incredibly low in the basement where he is accustomed to being that if he shows up and doesn't fall over by the end of the debate and articulates a few sentences constructively, people are going to be like, see, he's fine. This is where we are. Nobody's really talking about what Donald Trump needs to do to have a successful debate. Newt Gingrich is, and I think he's right.
Yeah. I actually did do it. I released a
Wrong clip. Gingrich is right here.
The problem for Biden is that he has a huge uphill climb. The morning after this debate, Americans are going to go back to the grocery store. Right. They're going to be reminded how expensive everything is. Within 2 or 3 days of the debate, some illegal migrant's going to commit a crime that makes national news. You go down the list. So Biden's problem is, can he do so well in the debate that he offsets reality? Trump's problem is totally different. All Trump has to do is be calm.
This is what my dad says when all the grandkids are over and everyone is freaking out in the way kids do. He just goes, calm down. And so that has replicated through my family. That's what Donald Trump needs to do. Donald Trump, the story that if people do talk about Donald Trump after the debate, the story needs to be that Donald Trump wasn't the story. He needs to allow Joe Biden's cognitive ability to put his right foot and left foot one at a time in front of the other up to the podium, to stay there, to speak, and to leave without an incident. He needs that to remain the story. Just like Newt Gingrich said, the debate isn't going to make everyone go, you know what, I don't really care about the fact that I have a bunch of credit card debt and no savings because I can't afford anything. I don't really care that my business is under attack because inflation is so high that people don't have the expendable income to come patronize my place of business or use my service the way they used to. I don't really care that my kids, I can't let them go out and play in the streets because kids are getting snatched up and trafficked and abused and murdered and raped. And I don't care about any of that because Joe Biden spoke in paragraphs and not sentences. Slow clap for the old guy. He's really still got it. Nobody's going to do that. If Donald Trump does insert himself into the situation and he soaks up all the attention on the stage and can't let the spotlight go and wants to be combative and be like, look at the old fart over there, and starts really like laying into him, nobody's going to want to watch Donald Trump pick on the old guy. And Joe Biden will look much, much older and incapable if Donald Trump does not validate him as a candidate in this race, because Joe Biden has invalidated himself. He doesn't need Donald Trump to come in there and point out to the world that he's not up for the job. Joe Biden is doing a perfect job in and of himself, making everybody understand that he is not capable of doing the job. Donald Trump, don't get in his way. Stay calm, talk about policy, talk about not taxing tips for service providers, waiters and waitresses, and so on and so forth. Talk about the things you're going to do to secure the border. Talk about the people who have been affected by the unsecure, unsafe, open border policy that is currently in place. Talk about the things that were ripped away from what the Trump administration did the first time they were in term, and what things you would put back and what you would do with the problem as it is ballooned. Talk about trusting American parents to raise their own kids and not feeling like you've got to insert yourself into every situation in order to make sure the parents are doing it right. And if they're not doing it right, taking over for them. Talk about restoring the American ideals and dreams and capitalism and making America great again. Simple. None of that has to do with naming Joe Biden even. You can talk about the policies that are in place without having to disparage the man. He's going to do it all by himself. Calm. That's the win.
The best thing, you're exactly right. The best thing Trump can do is come away from this debate being the return to normal candidate. If people walk away going, Oh, I remember that. That was the return.
She put the adults back in charge from the senior citizens.
Exactly. And conversely, Newt Gingrich said it. You played the clip. I mean, it's funny. It's actually the funniest thing I think I've ever heard Newt Gingrich say, that if Joe Biden can have a good enough performance that he offsets reality, that's a win for him. That's what Gingrich said, and it's true.
Yeah. I'm glad you put it that way, because the YouTube live chat poll for today, who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Might seem easy on the surface, then you sit and ruminate. I don't know how you're going to vote, but you go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and tell us who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. When we come back, Jamie Lissow is going to be in studio with us, and he's funnier than both of them. I'm going to ask him that question off the top and let him weigh in on that topic. Who has him laughing more frequently? Is it Donald Trump or is it Joe Biden? You can vote on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. Jamie Lissow going to spend the rest of the 12 o'clock hour with us here in studio. We'll be right back.
Did you see the sky? I think it means
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
can't really help it if my tongue's all tied in knots. Jumping off a bridge, it's just the farthest that I've ever been. Anywhere you go, I'll follow.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan. Money is tight. You need to buy a house and you want to get the best deal with your mortgage. Stewie can help you. He's helped me with 2 times refinancing my loan to secure lower rates when rates were super low. And if you're in the process of purchasing a house, if you are thinking about purchasing a house, make sure that before you decide which lender to go through, you might get recommended by a realtor. And I'm sure that lender, they're great people, nice and everything. But make sure that you aren't putting your mortgage in the hands of somebody who's just nice. Make sure that you put them in the hands of somebody who's nice and going to get you the best deal. And that's where the Bagel Loan comes in. You don't pay anything in closing costs. This is thousands of dollars that stay in your checking account, your savings account, in your pocket, under your mattress, wherever you keep it. That's what Stewie's going to do for you. Get rid of those closing costs for you so that you can save that money. Really quick to close, so you can become a very competitive buyer in a very competitive market. All you got to do is reach out to Stewie directly at 314-324-4440. 314-324-4440. He's waiting for your call. He's waiting for your text. Tell him Annie sent you. And get yourself a bagel loan as soon as you possibly can. You'll be glad you did. You can Google the Bagel Loan for more information. NMLS number 226715.
Hello, it's Mike Carter here. I don't know if you've ever heard of McNair Grade School over in the Hazelwood School District, but Alexander McNair was Missouri's first governor, and he's said to have been the only state official wearing a fashionable cloth coat when Missouri secured its statehood. The year was 1821, and most legislators were dressed in homespun clothes, fringed hunting shirts, and buckskin. Carter law offices are just a few blocks from the first state capitol down on Main Street in St. Charles, and like our state, we've grown over the years. But one thing we've never forgotten is our connection to the people of St. Charles County and our great state of Missouri. I'm Mike Carter, the founder of Carter Law Offices, and I also serve as general counsel to one of the largest employers in St. Charles County, and I'm a past director of the St. Louis Board of Realtors. I also serve as municipal judge for the fastest growing city in St. Charles County, and I have a news talk program on Fox and ABC called Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, where I interview today's state officials and newsmakers. Not many these days are dressed in buckskin, but they do answer to you the same way those elected officials did over 200 years ago. Check them out at MikeCarter.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 15% off attic insulation. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules.
The National Memorial of Military Ascent is on a mission to create a first-class Veterans Memorial Complex in Grafton, Illinois. Sue Thomas here. Conservatives Care is honoring our veterans. Learn more at 971talk.com/care.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Back to the Annie Fry Show. We've got Jamie Lissow in studio, and we are going to get right to the point. Jamie Lissow, you know him as an actor and comedian, writer and producer, Gutfeld, regular guest, and very, very funny. He's got a show. You're selling your shows out by the time you get here, man.
I know.
What good am I to you?
Do you know that this was the first place that where I sold a ton of tickets from Gutfeld? And I thought, this is not a joke. I went to the Funny Bone in St. Charles, and there was a huge line, and I go, what's going on here?
Wait, what's going on?
I did not think it was for me. I thought there was some TikToker that was doing like a late show, and they go, those people are there to see you. Not even kidding. It was the first place I ever had a so thank you. But
you
no,
bet.
Even if I was sold out, Annie, I would come talk to you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I think that we have specifically on the show had a really good connection with the Gutfeld show because Tyrus has been a Thursday guest on this show since 2018.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him. He did Fox had the Super Bowl maybe in 2018. I think it was the one where like Tampa Bay was losing or no, the Patriots were losing until like the last 2 minutes of the game and came back, well, whatever. But Tyrus was on there. He wasn't like a super regular on Fox News at that point. And I'm like, that'd be fun to get him on the show. And he just said yes.
That's cool.
And
he's a great guy.
You guys have done some stuff together too, right?
So like did I ever tell you that when I met Tyrus, how it was like I did something awkward? So
I would love to know.
I had a really awkward meeting with him. I didn't know Gutfeld that well. I didn't know the new show very well. I never watched professional wrestling. I didn't know. And he was coming out of the bathroom, and he used to carry his heavyweight belt over his shoulder. And I just go, hey, buddy, you need help with your pants? I thought.
Did he take you up on that? Is that how you became
That's
fast
not
friends?
True. I made that up. But yeah, when I first met him, I wondered what the belt was, and but then we became friends ever since, and we go to dinner sometimes, and I love that man.
Do you know anything about wrestling?
Oh no, I don't know anything about wrestling.
Do you pretend to around him?
I wrestle. He's told me some. Has he ever told you stories?
Yeah.
He's got stories where like when there's someone that doesn't want to get unseated is like they actually hit the guy with a folding chair. Like they don't fake it because they want to actually injure him. He's got some absolutely crazy stories. The folding chair. It's weird how in it's the only piece of furniture that's also a weapon. You ever think about that?
It depends on how committed you are, really.
Yeah.
It's really up to the individual,
Yeah,
I think.
it's the only thing where you go, I'm going to use that as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Never see somebody pick up an ottoman.
Maybe a small one.
Yeah.
We do a YouTube poll every day, and today's is who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? You got a thought on that?
It's a great question, but I feel like it's in how you sort of take the question. Because Joe Biden, I think Trump is a very funny man. Mm-hmm. I think he is, the key word here is intentionally funny. Joe Biden is hilarious and has no idea.
Yeah.
This man, I said this to somebody earlier today, but like I think the reason Joe lies so much, he just makes up all. Yeah, like no matter what you go, oh, there's a fire, and he's like, I used to be a fire. Like whatever he says, he just is like the critic. I was a match as a young man.
And people around him all go, yeah.
Yeah, you know why? Because he was alive before you could Google things and call someone on their BS. I think he was that guy that could say anything to anybody.
We come from a different time.
Yeah, I know. You can look at your phone and go, that guy. And I'm also, again, you know how they say like, the thing where Biden goes over, there's a guy parachuting behind him, and he's like, I'm going to look the opposite way. And it's like a hilarious clip, and they go, they cut it different to make him look bad. I go, we don't need help
No.
making Joe look bad. And there was one thing I saw where they like cut it up, whatever they call it. Like I forgot what the word is. That
Cheap
used to
fake?
cheap fake. Where Biden, it's the whole crowd going 4 more years. 4 more, and they cut out the part at the beginning where Joe goes, "Hey, what's the longest you guys think I live?" And they go for. They cut that.
Deceptive editing.
It's very deceptive.
Yeah.
Cheap fakes. Did we need cheap fakes? Deep fakes weren't enough. And when Corinne Jean-Pierre, I asked this question the other day to somebody, I think it was you guys or whatever, but it's like, do you think Corinne Jean-Pierre believes what Corinne Jean-Pierre is saying?
I don't even know anymore. Yeah, I don't even think so. What about Biden? What did they just show? That we were just on another radio show, and there was like some Biden thing where sometimes he just. Have you ever noticed he just like? I feel like his teleprompter person.
Mm-hmm.
I think their space bar doesn't work. No. Like I don't think there's like space. Yeah, he's just like
Yeah, what's the word, Brad? You can say it really well. It ends in pressure.
Oh, Trinidad pressure.
Yeah, that one. I don't know.
Oh, dude, that was ridiculous.
It's
and also,
phonetic.
he's many times mumbled the name of the country. I feel like when you're the president,
The presidents of the what?
you should work with someone on that might come up. United States of America might come up.
You said you think Trump is intentionally funny.
Oh, I think Trump is a funny guy. I think he has actual jokes.
One of my favorite things that Trump does is go off on tangents. He's doing like these 1 hour, 2 hour rallies. I've been to 2 of his rallies before. I've seen it in action. He goes off on a tangent.
Mm-hmm.
It's something totally wild and crazy.
Yeah.
And he's like in Nevada, he was talking about sharks and getting electrocuted by a boat or something like that. And then MSNBC dedicates a day to repeating it like that's the foreign policy of Donald Trump.
Right. He's just.
Is he trolling?
I feel like he's just having fun. I don't think he cares anymore what's going on. But I truly believe I think he's a funny guy.
I do too.
He is absolutely when he did the Biden impression. Do you remember that where he pretended he was Biden?
When he was like walking around on the stage?
That was legitimately his timing was good. I thought, I feel bad about with Trump though. Do you guys remember? You guys I'm sure have been over it and over it, but the Stormy Daniels thing and with the hush money, whether he paid it or not, I don't think it worked. Do you know what I mean? Because it's all we're talking about.
Not a great investment.
I think it's a worse investment than a lap dance. Honestly.
It's all a lie.
Brad, is that true or not?
Yeah,
Brad does not know. He's a pastor.
I feel bad for him. It's just if he paid it, we should keep it hush hush.
Yeah.
I just feel bad.
I don't think that Donald Trump could commit the crime that he was convicted of again if he tried.
Yeah, it's very complicated. It's very
and
complicated.
then I need to do what?
Yeah, how powerful is Trump that he was watching a porn and was like, I'd like to order that one from my house. I'd like her to show up. I don't even watch porn, by the way. Even when I do, I only watch it for like 2 to 3 minutes. Seriously.
I got nothing to follow up with that.
I don't think there's a man in the world that knows how a pornographic movie ends. No one's ever like, man, I want to see if they fire that pizza guy. He's been gone for 3 hours.
I don't
He'll
know,
be fine.
Ryan.
Again, this is Brad's territory, so
Again.
let's let him answer.
So when Donald Trump, like, he simultaneously takes himself 100% seriously and 100% doesn't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
It's kind of a talent.
It is.
And I think it shows that he has the intellectual capacity to understand people and rooms and situations, which if you only listened to one side of the political world, you have no idea that man exists. There's a whole facade that exists around Donald Trump, which I think is the number one thing that he has to compete with in order to win the election. He has to make people understand who he is against who they've made him seem to be. Joe Biden is going to take care of Joe Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. I feel like I know this from working on Gutfeld with Laura Trump and people that have worked with Trump where they just go, this is great. He's like the smartest, nicest guy. He's kind to everyone. Like the things that I hear from people that work with him, you would never know if you only watch this
You just said he's kind, and that would make people invert themselves.
It's all I've ever heard. I've never heard and I've talked to people that have worked in his administration, people, I mean, for people that I don't know have to be biased, that don't work with him anymore, that just are saying, dude, they go, you'd love him. He's like the great, that's what I heard.
Why do they hate him?
I'm just reporting. I don't know. I think they have to create, I think they're scared of him. I think they're, wouldn't it be tough to be on, if you're on that team Biden, I just feel like it is like, you have to spin everything. You there's no way you believe what you're saying, right? If you're on TV, like he trips and they're like, "Oh, he's trying parkour. It's a new thing." And they
The
go,
kids are doing it.
He has no short-term memory. Oh, he's always got a fresh take. He's having to spin all the time, just panicking at all times.
Yeah. And I do watch Corinne Jean-Pierre when she's flipping through her binder and repeating herself and explicitly reminding us that she's been very clear. And it's like the one thing that you have not been, ma'am, is clear.
You know who you remind me of? Did you see Kamala on Jimmy Kimmel?
Maybe a clip.
She does a thing that I've noticed. I noticed a lot of things with her, but I noticed that she picks a phrase. Sometimes I feel like when she gives a speech, it's as if they said to her, "Hey, we would like you to give an entire speech. We only want you to use these 7 words. You can change the order of them." And she was on Kimmel.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Don't go out of bounds.
But sometimes she hooks onto a phrase and only uses it for like one interview. And on Kimmel, she keeps going. She goes, "Hey, in reality, the country wants something different. In reality, we don't want a guy." And I go, "How about if you don't say that, I'll just assume everything's in reality." Like, is the rest of it not in reality? She does these, like, you know, when someone goes like, "I'm going to be honest with you. Were you just BSing me previously?" It's like an old Dom Herrera bit. Like when someone says that, you go, "What was happening? What was the rest of it?" You know?
Yeah.
Did I tell you? I don't know if you watched Gutfeld when all this happened, but so I got in my personal life, I got engaged, right? And we didn't tell anybody because we have like kids. We didn't want to figure out how to tell them. And the next day I was on Gutfeld, and Kamala had just been on with Drew Barrymore on the Drew Barrymore show, and it was the worst interview of all time. Yeah. And I go, Greg goes, "What do you think of the interview?" And I go, "Man, I proposed to my girlfriend this weekend, and I didn't get as close to her while proposing as Drew Barrymore got to Kamala." And so Greg goes, "Wait a second, did you actually get engaged?" And I go,
Yeah.
I did. I didn't plan on saying anything. And I go, "I did." And he goes, "Have you told your ex-wife?" And I go, "Yeah, just now on your show." And so Gutfeld tapes and then airs 4 hours later.
You had to do some things.
I'm walking home and I go, "I wasn't supposed to say anything." We agreed not to tell. So I call her up and I go, "I think I've made an error. I have announced on Gutfeld that we're engaged." And she goes, "I haven't told anybody." And I go, "You have 4 hours."
Yeah, just
and so she calls everybody and I go, "Wouldn't it be funny if we just said, we don't tell them what's going on. We just go tune into Fox at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. So we do that. We tell everybody. And it's about to air and I'm pretty excited. And my phone rings and I look, it's Gutfeld. He never calls me. He doesn't never. We text, but he never calls me. It's a 1 minute there, and he goes, "I have to tell you something. I know you made the big announcement on the show." He goes, "I want to tell you that the show's not going to air tonight. It's been
oh no,
whatever they call it,
happened.
Whatever
Breaking
that
news.
stupid word is." Bumped. They just going to be like, it's going to be the Columbia protesters, and I go, "We don't have time to tell everybody." And so there's just like 100 people. Watching Fox News, like, why did Jamie tell us to watch the Columbia protest?
You should have showed up at the protest.
Yeah, I go.
There is an opportunity.
They think I'm going to
there.
pop out of a tent or something. I don't know what. And then it did air the next day. It did air the next day.
So it got out.
It was kind of funny. Those protesters, that got me. I did not like them before they ruined my moment, and then afterwards,
Selfishness. They crossed a line.
I don't even know if this is a joke, but I'm trying to put forth this thought I had that I've never been able to clearly say. But the protesters, right? They were like protesting, like, "Hey, you know what?" And then this cop came over, and there's this big tall guy. Remember the video of the cop carrying the tall boy away? I don't know if you guys saw that. And this guy's protesting, and then he says something to the cop, and the cop's like, "Had enough." He picks up this big tall boy.
He'd had enough.
Carries him away like a surfboard, and it's an incredible show of strength and balance. And my favorite part of the clip, and I haven't been able to say that, I don't know how to explain why I think it's so amazing, is as he's picking the kid up, the kid's like, "Help! Oh my God!" And I feel like if I was one of his protesting friends, I would have been like, "Where was that intensity of protesting when you're in line with us?" Yeah. You'd save the real protesting for when you carried away. That's the potential you had.
It's very performative. It's all very performative. I keep thinking, like, what are these kids going to do? I mean, they're not really kids.
No.
They are effectively adults. They could serve their country and die for their country at the age that they are. And they seem hopeless and helpless. And
it's bizarre.
There's a whole future for them in that. They don't necessarily ever have to escape it and go to what Kamala would say, reality.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe nobody's ever said that to them.
Yeah, it's good, and it's $350,000 to go to Columbia for 4 years. Gosh. If my kid said, "I'd like to go to Columbia, Dad, I know you have $350,000," I would go, "You know what? What if we just keep it? Let's keep it. I'll put a tent out back. You can skip class. We'll just pretend you go to Columbia."
How about no?
Yeah, can you imagine being a parent and you see your kids in a tent not going to class or gets kicked out?
Do you think those parents? Do you think is it the apple falling not too far from the tree?
It's possible, but there's got to be one. one or two that did the right thing.
In the Baltimore riots, way back when, there was that one kid. He was like 15, and he was his mom went into the camera shot, grabs him by the ear, and is like beating him with her shoe on the way out. And it was like, we need that.
Right. That's
we need her.
Yeah, she's an outlier, though.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You going to stick around for another segment?
Absolutely. If you'll have me,
yes,
I'd love to.
We certainly will. Jamie Lissow in studio with us. He is at the St. Charles Funny Bone this weekend. Check out the Saturday 9 p.m. show, stlfunnybone.com for tickets. You will laugh so hard. When I went to your show, I think it was the first time you came here. Yeah. I had never gone. That was the first comedy show I'd ever gone to.
Oh, my goodness.
Ever. And I'm like I said, I got 4 kids. I don't really laugh that hard for that long, and it was so refreshing. I would have said before I'm not a comedy club person. I realized I just hadn't had the experience yet. So you need to go check it out. The tickets are going fast, so you probably need to go right now on this break, stlfunnybone.com, and get your tickets before they're gone, because when they're gone, they're gone. Go see Jamie Lissow. You will not regret it. I promise you. You trust me. We'll be right back.
This is The Annie Fry Show. The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Experience the beauty of custom-crafted windows that enhance your home's aesthetics and energy efficiency. Look no further than Infinity from Marvin, proudly brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design. Why choose Infinity? These windows are not just strong, they're 8 times stronger than vinyl, providing unmatched security for your home. Plus, with Lakeside's expert installation, you're guaranteed precision and perfection. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today. Elevate your home with Infinity from Marvin, where strength meets style.
Hello, Mike Carter here. I wonder if you knew that after the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1804, a formal 3-flag ceremony was held in St. Louis to mark the transfer. The Spanish flag lowered and the French tricolor raised. That in turn was lowered the next day, and the flag of the young Republic of the United States stood tall. I'm Mike Carter of Carter Law Offices here, and at that moment, the people living here went from being subjects to being citizens of a great free nation. Jump ahead 220 years to what we have become, and over 6 million men, women, and children now call Missouri home. Our largest cities are an economic powerhouse, and our small towns and family farms remain the heart of the nation. A friend wrote me one time at Carter Law Offices, "Hey, Mike Carter, why don't Missouri residents show their pride by flying our state flag more often like the folks in Texas?" I was like, that's a really great idea. And I was thinking, maybe anybody who's listening to this, if you want to send me an email at mike@carterlegal.com with your name and address, if you're okay doing so, and I'll send you a free state flag, and you can hang it out on your front porch and show everybody you're as proud of Missouri as I am.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, it looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This month at Renewal by Anderson, save 24% on every window, patio door, and entry door with 0% interest for 3 years. And installation is included. Call by June 29th, 314-720-9200.
The subject of discussion today is who is funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. We'd love to know not only who you're voting for, but why you're voting for either Trump or Biden in this YouTube live chat poll. Type in Annie Fry on YouTube. You'll see it come up there and you can vote. It is 12:43. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The race for Missouri's 15th Senate District is heating up. Mark Cox here. Join me Wednesday, June 26th at the Lodge of Des Peres. We're going to hold a candidate forum. The event is free, but space is limited. Register at 971talk.com/events.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at The Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It's Friday. We're happy about that. I bet you are as well. We've got Jamie Lissow in studio with us, and he is at the St. Charles, the Funny Bone Streets of St. Charles. He is there now this weekend. Well, not now. He's here right now. Tonight at 7:30, Saturday at 9 p.m. I think that tonight's show sold out completely?
I heard tonight is sold out.
Okay.
And then tomorrow early is sold out.
9
And
p.m.
there's some for a late show. You know how you guys say, thank God it's Friday? I go, thank God it's Monday.
Yeah.
Because I work all weekend. But I like my job. So.
Sure. STLfunnybone.com for tickets. Go check them out and pack that room. It's going to sell out fast. So if you are interested in going, I've gone myself. It is absolutely worth the time, I promise. You'll have a fantastic evening. It's very funny. STLfunnybone.com. All right. Are we ready to do Wiggins America? Are you ready?
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! The bee or not the bee?
All right, Ryan. Jamie's
All right.
going to play with us, too, today. This is fun.
Yeah, so we have 3 people to vote on whether or not these are real stories or they're satire from the Babylon Bee. I'll read the headline, then you guess. Here you go. KJP, Corinne Jean-Pierre, claims video where she said Biden video was a deep fake was also a deep fake.
Sounds like the bee.
I got the B on that one.
Jamie.
I'm going to say not the bee.
Do you think that, because I don't think Joe Biden's going to be the guy. I don't think there's any way he can be the nominee.
I agree.
People are like, oh, it would take so much to it's like everything we do is unprecedented now.
Yeah. There's no way.
How could
in
he
what
possibly?
world? You know how they show presidents before and after when they go into office and they get really old? What would his next picture look like? If this is what we're going.
Yeah.
What would be the after? It would be a before and after life.
I remember those pictures up when I was in grade school, and you'd see the beginning and the end.
Yes.
Because they do them for every president. For
Remember
all
Clinton?
time.
It was
and
insane.
Yeah, and Barack Obama, too.
Yeah.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something
I
happens
wasn't in
there.
grade school with Barack Obama, just for the record.
It's very aged.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Not the bee.
So you guys are not the bee. Jamie says it. Oh, wait. You said not the bee now.
Yeah.
We're going
I'm the
now.
only
Okay.
one saying
And
B.
Brad's saying the bee. All right. Members of the White House press corps proceeded to play a clip of the video from a day earlier, which appeared to show Jean-Pierre labeling the negative Biden clips as deepfakes. "This is you," said one reporter. It's the bee.
It's the bee. Okay.
We were here. We listened to you say it. Deepfake, Jean-Pierre said tersely as she cut the reporter off immediately. "You're a deep fake. You're deep faking right now. This isn't happening. I'm not here. I'm not saying these words right now. Don't look at me, deep fake."
Why? What's the difference between a deep fake and a cheap fake?
Cheap fake is a new term used by White House talking points.
I think that a cheap fake is a meme.
Is it cheap fake to advance an agenda, and a deep fake is just like, let's pretend Tom Cruise is doing something? I don't know which one's
Well,
which.
I heard Harris Faulkner say, I think it was on Outnumbered yesterday, that she had a guest on who was like, deep fakes are felonies.
Oh.
So like the Tom Cruise thing, I think those are deep fakes.
Right.
I really do think that, like my favorite one of the parachuter one was where before Joe Biden completely turns around, you hear the ice cream truck music, and then he just kind of
That's really good.
and then you see the ice cream truck pull up. He's a very happy man.
I found out my whole marriage was a deep fake. It was right from the vows.
Not a cheap fake though.
Yeah, I should have known from the vows. She was like, in good times, and that's it.
Wait, there's more. No, not at all.
Well, that was kind of a long pause there, Pastor. All right, next one. Best way to honor Trump, his face on a $500 bill.
Why $500? Is there a $500 bill? I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Jamie?
I don't know. I don't have any $500 bills. I would not put it past Trump. This one's not too bad. I'm going to have to go not the bee on this one.
I don't know the
I don't know
story.
either.
Usually I've seen these if they're the bee.
This feels like this is a not the B one.
The
Yeah,
bee, I'm going to
locking
be
it
different.
in?
I'm going to be different and say the bee.
It is not the bee. This is a real story. Arizona
Wow.
Representative Paul
Let's all
Gosar
get one.
introduced a bill earlier in June pushing the Treasury to start printing $500 bills again.
So
'Cause
they
first of all,
existed in one point in time.
They did exist, this time with a portrait of Trump in the place of President William McKinley.
Oh, no, not McKinley.
I
We got
know.
a bridge right over here. What are we going to name that? Trump Bridge? Okay.
He served the top job from 1897 until 1901 when he was assassinated.
Oh.
Earlier this month,
Poor guy.
Florida Representative Greg Steube introduced legislation also to change the name of parts of the oceans surrounding the U.S. after Trump. That is all real.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys, how easy must it have been to get girls if you were on the dollar bill? Like if you're George Washington, you're like, oh, who's that on your bill?
Your dream is a $1 bill?
I guess I'll be honest with you, it's the only president bill I was 100% sure was on it.
I guess it depends on where you're picking girls up at,
Yeah.
too.
Who's on the 50? The guy.
Yes. It's not Harrison.
Grant.
50?
Grant?
Grant,
50?
yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew Jackson on the 20 is the one that everyone always talks about
that's right.
replacing.
And Benjamin's hundreds.
You would know.
Benjamin.
Yeah, I'm all about the Benjamins, baby.
A Lincoln is a
Who's
5.
on the 2? Richard Simmons?
It sounds like a president. I'll say yes.
The B.
Yes. I'm locking that in.
Can you imagine getting a Richard Simmons $2 bill?
I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, what do you got Richard Simmons
I
on the
don't think
mind
this
for?
is real.
You got
I
another
don't
one?
think this is real. Oh, yeah, we got a whole bunch more. Here we go. California.
You know, if you gave a $2 bill to a kid at McDonald's, they're cashing that sucker.
Oh, yeah.
That's as good as money.
Absolutely.
They're probably going to give you a 10 in return.
Do you know I
for
got
change.
the other night, somebody gave me a bunch of $2 bills.
Yeah.
I go, this person stole this from their grandparents'
I was
bedroom.
just going to say, how old was this
yeah,
individual?
It was
it
a
Joe
young
Biden?
person. I go,
Oh.
they don't know the value. That's my favorite. When a kid loses a tooth, I go $2 bill because you can use the novelty to not spend $10 or $20.
Inflation.
My daughter said to me the other day, because I'm divorced, so I have them sometimes. We were going to sleep, and she goes, "Hey, Dad, on the off chance you're the tooth fairy, you got to put $5 under the pillow."
You're like, but have
on the
you
off chance
heard of a Simmons $2
That's
bill?
right. That's what you're getting.
You're
young
going to get
lady.
a Simmons.
Did you spend? What'd you guys do for Father's Day?
So I went to a concert called Summer Smash. Wait, they call it that because it feels like you're just getting hit with a hammer the whole time. It's a rap concert. I did it for my son. He's a teenager, and so I don't get as much time with him as I used to.
Sure.
It was 3 days, 10 hours a day, outdoor festival, extreme, and it was Father's Day weekend, and I sincerely feel like I should have been the only one to get the #1 dad mug this year. I think the rest of them should have been number 2.
Was this rap festival like inundated with father-son experience?
I was the oldest person there by so far. There were 100,000 people there. It was filled with like fun times, and then it was evacuated for high wind at one point, which involved just like thousands of people breaking down. It was terrifying. No cell service, so I couldn't keep track of my kid who was up front. It was very stressful, but I felt like I really put in some.
This was Father's Day?
It was Father's Day.
Was this your idea or your
It was
son's?
his idea, but to be fair, I love Lil Yachty.
Okay.
And Lil Yachty did perform on Father's Day. So it wasn't exactly what I
Seemingly
wanted.
for you.
Yeah. My kids think that I put them so first that I think my kid thinks I might have gone without him to this concert. Like he thinks I like it so much because I let him play his music, and like I'm just trying to stay around.
It's really important to look at the actions of your kids through their intentions and not the surface level things.
Exactly.
Because they have a very self-centered worldview. They're kids. They're supposed to. As a parent,
Absolutely.
you're supposed to break them of that. You still got a little work to do.
Yeah, and I would like to say in general, if you like music, I would not go to an outdoor festival.
No.
It's the most challenging to get the sound right. It's too hot. There's like so many problems, but they did have, I don't know if it's still going on, but you could get a slice of pizza for $18. I don't know if that's,
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on special or if
Was
there's
it
a limit.
good pizza?
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Have you partaken in any St. Louis foods? Do you know about St. Louis foods?
I'll be honest with you. I'm embarrassed that I'm kind of a loser, and I often don't get out of my room a lot. What am I missing?
Have you heard of
Annie?
emos?
The alternative kids?
It's more like an alternative pizza.
If your hair gets in your eyes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's the
Have
type
you
of
heard
pizza.
of Provel cheese? Provel.
I don't think so. I love a cheese.
And it's St. Louis style pizza.
Where do I? Oh, okay.
What about toasted ravioli?
I've heard of toasted ravioli.
That's
I have
ours.
not. That's yours.
Yes, that's a St. Louis thing.
Wow. What is it normally, ravioli?
Like squishy with sauce.
I'm not trying to be critical, but I
No,
feel
no,
like they
no.
just changed the preparation.
It is.
Okay.
But we just do that here. It's breaded, fried, and then you can dip it in marinara sauce.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
What's your favorite place to get toasted ravioli?
I mean, Emo's is, wouldn't you say Emo's is like the number one St. Louis way to do it?
Okay.
But most places around here on their appetizer menu is going to have T-Ravs, is what we call them.
I love T-Revs.
I saw your face,
Yeah.
and I felt it. But
I like
everybody
that.
listening is like, yeah, T-Revs.
Yeah.
That's what you call
It's
it.
true. I didn't think about it at all until you reacted.
I thought Annie made it up because she's in such a hurry. She didn't have time to say the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I got like
T-Revs.
maybe 3 minutes or so
Yeah.
left.
She calls it Sunny D.
Yeah. I do enjoy some S&M, though, spaghetti meatballs. It's
That's not a
that's
St. Louis
obviously
thing.
what I meant.
Might
That's
be-
not?
Yeah. No,
That's
I
what that
understood.
means, right?
I understood.
East
I've
side.
always thought that's what that meant.
Yeah. You got to go into Illinois to get that.
We're all from Illinois.
Right. Among the truck stops.
That's the joke you did when we were the first time. It was, what's the PTs?
I don't know.
my
I don't know where
goodness.
you're going
I
with
forgot
this.
about
Do you
that.
remember that part?
I remember now. I
PTs
talked about
is a-
strip clubs.
Not
or
really.
something?
You didn't really talk about them, but you used PTs as a way
It's all coming back.
a way to talk about.
The strip club was called PTs, and I was like, I think I
P's
know
and
what the P and
T's.
the T stands for. I remember.
But you used it the whole set.
I remember.
And I think that was why I never, ever really stopped laughing. Because it was like
It was a whole theme.
really funny, naughty jokes for parents to enjoy when their kids might be present.
Yeah, that all happened in the moment where I was like, this would be amazing if that's how we could, if we could just use letters, right?
Yes.
I was eventually asked to leave P&T because they told me to put my D away. Jokes like that. You remember. It's totally clean. Nothing was said.
Right.
My 14-year-old son right now is looking at my husband going, he like, you know how like they get it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my
Yeah.
daughters, they won't. Well, I
Yeah,
don't
your 14 years like, why did he take his dog into PT?
know. Takes the dog everywhere. He loves him. Won't leave home without him. Oh, you want to do another article before we break?
Yeah, here we go. California bans private defecation.
I think that's the B.
Yes,
It's got to be the B.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I wrote this one just because I thought it would be funny. In a procedural move usually designed to break budget stalemates, California legislators have banned going to poop in private.
So this is not the B?
In a sense, it's not the B. I just added one because I was like, I want more material. In solidarity with California's unhoused peoples, California residents will now be required to defecate out in the open, said Democrat Representative Ken Pouch, who then whispered to a colleague squatting in the corner, "Don't worry, Congress is exempt."
Very good. As per usual.
Sometimes when I see a porta potty, I just go behind it. I think it's actually a better place to go to the restroom. Just
It's
use
cleaner.
it as just use it as to obstruct the view.
Imagine being a woman, a female. I mean, you can do that these days.
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I talked to my fiance. We talk a lot about women. I feel like the guys have it so much easier in so many ways. Like,
Yeah, why do
forget-
they want to be women?
Great question. Do you think though it's because they get to cheat the system? Like having a baby is anything more challenging and more difficult? But then you just go, isn't that offensive to just go like, I'm a woman now? And you go, well, you didn't do.
It's the most offensive.
It seems very offensive.
Jamie Lissow at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone, stlfunnybone.com. Tickets are going fast. Go get them. Jamie, thank you.
That was a good drum break.
Hello, it's Mike Carter here. I don't know if you've ever heard of McNair Grade School over in the Hazelwood School District, but Alexander McNair was Missouri's first governor, and he's said to have been the only state official wearing a fashionable cloth coat when Missouri secured its statehood. The year was 1821, and most legislators were dressed in homespun clothes, fringed hunting shirts, and buckskin. Carter law offices are just a few blocks from the first state capitol down on Main Street in St. Charles, and like our state, we've grown over the years. But one thing we've never forgotten is our connection to the people of St. Charles County and our great state of Missouri. I'm Mike Carter, the founder of Carter Law Offices, and I also serve as general counsel to one of the largest employers in St. Charles County, and I'm a past director of the St. Louis Board of Realtors. I also serve as municipal judge for the fastest growing city in St. Charles County, and I have a news talk program on Fox and ABC called Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, where I interview today's state officials and newsmakers. Not many these days are dressed in buckskin, but they do answer to you the same way those elected officials did over 200 years ago. Check them out at MikeCarter.com.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives. But those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
An accused killer due in court. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. A man from El Salvador charged in the killing of Rachel Morin, a Maryland mother of 5, faces a judge for a bail hearing, while charging documents reveal more about the suspect, Victor Martinez Hernandez.
Says this: there were signs that Morin had been beaten to death and sexually assaulted. Now, Hernandez is charged with first and second degree murder, rape, and assault. He has a previous history of violence with known gang ties. And most frustrating, he repeatedly entered the country illegally, first in New Mexico and then again in Texas in January of last year. Then a third time in February 2023 in New Mexico. And as we now know, a fourth time undetected as a getaway.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. He's also accused of killing a woman in El Salvador. A federal gun law aimed at protecting domestic violence victims is upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Says an individual, when they've been found by a court to pose a credible threat to the physical safety of another, that individual may be temporarily disarmed, consistent with the Second Amendment.
Fox's Shannon Bream. The ruling was 8-1, with Justice Clarence Thomas dissenting, arguing a restraining order without a criminal charge or conviction isn't enough to strip away someone's gun rights. It's the first Second Amendment case since the High Court expanded gun rights in a 2022 ruling. Another one of several Americans detained in the Caribbean recently for having ammunition and luggage is heading home. Ryan Watson of Oklahoma ordered to pay $2,000 and immediately leave Turks and Caicos, where airport security found bullets in his luggage. Watson, an avid hunter, said he didn't realize there was loose ammo in his bag. The Turks and Caicos Parliament recently voting to revise a law that required at least 12 years in prison for firearms offenses. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
No real change in our weather pattern. This large bubble of high pressure in control. It's a heat wave pattern, obviously. Lots of sunshine. 99 today. Tonight, clear skies, 90s this evening, 78 for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, 99. Couple of scattered thunderstorms late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Otherwise, Sunday is partly sunny and 94. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, health care, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743
8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
I want to talk to you about the Diamond Shop and 40% off all pearl jewelry. I have a beautiful string of pearls that my husband bought me from the Diamond Shop. I cherish it. I love it. I love to celebrate special occasions by wearing the pearl necklace. You can save 40% off all pearl jewelry right now at the Diamond Shop through the end of June. So you've got some time left, a week or so, to go enjoy the savings that you can get at the Diamond Shop. You can go online and start the process there at thediamondshop.net, thediamondshop.net. When you log onto the website and you scroll to the very bottom of the page, you are going to see a small form to fill out that will get you access to being a Diamond Shop VIP. And I'm happy to be able to say you get 10% off when you become a VIP at the Diamond Shop. They have 6 months, same as cash financing. So if you're looking to make a purchase for Christmas, guess what's 6 months away? It's coming, folks. It's going to be here before you know it. So if you're looking for something beautiful from people who you can trust, wonderful people, you'll find it all in Clayton at the Diamond Shop, online at thediamondshop.net.
Our goal at NeoVitan is to make supporting your nutrition as easy as possible. That's why we created the NeoVitan monthly subscription. Just go to neovitan.com, choose your multivitamin, sign up, and we will do the rest. You'll receive your NeoVitan multivitamin every month with no long-term obligation. You can pause or cancel at any time, and shipping is free. Each NeoVitan multivitamin includes our physician-formulated proprietary blend for nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Start supporting your nutrition the easy way with NeoVitan multivitamins. Sign up for a NeoVitan subscription today at neovitan.com.
This month at Renewal by Anderson, save 24% on every window, patio door, and entry door with 0% interest for 3 years. And installation is included. Call by June 29th, 314-720-9200.
It's finally here. Donald Trump and Joe Biden together in one room.
Nobody thought he was going to debate. They didn't think I'd accept it. I accept.
Thursday night, the presidential debate. Keep it here on 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Just got done having a great conversation with our friend Jamie Lissow, who was in studio with us and had a lot of fun. Actor and comedian, Gutfeld regular, and his show is almost sold out, but it is totally worth the time to schedule into your Saturday evening. They got a 9 p.m. show that isn't sold out yet, and I highly recommend you go check it out. Tickets available at stlfunnybone.com. Go see Jamie Lissow. Let him know if you go that you heard about it on the Annie Fry Show, and we love partnering with him, so it's good to have him in here. We're going to get to what I missed during the week here in just a second. Brad's going to walk us through everything that I didn't get to throughout the course of the week. But I want to remind you right now that we have a YouTube poll up today, and it's kind of an interesting question, I suppose. It just depends on how you want to infer the question, but it's very simple. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Ryan, do you have a convicted position on this?
Yeah, actually, since you put it that way, very, very, very convicted, because when I laugh at Joe Biden, which is more often, that's the thing. I laugh at Joe Biden more often. I am convicted by it because I feel bad when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't vote for Biden in this because comedy is supposed to make you feel good. Even though I'm laughing, I'm like, oh, gosh, it's uncomfortable. Trump actually genuinely makes me laugh every now and then.
Do you think Trump is funny?
Yeah, he's got a shtick, and it's not his primary focus. If it was, I think he could do it more. But yeah, he's funny.
What do you think, Brad?
I'm kind of with Ryan on this one. I think Joe Biden makes me laugh a lot more often.
But I feel bad. I don't feel bad for him because this is a decision he made. He put himself out there. This is something he did to himself. But I do feel bad for the country because, like, when people are laughing at Joe Biden, it's not just Americans. It's other countries that are laughing at Joe Biden. And that bothers me because then now they're laughing at our country. And I think Donald Trump's funny. I think he has a way of taking some of the things that everybody says are like real complicated or nuanced issues and boiling them down and making them sound as ridiculous as they are. So stuff like whenever he was doing the thing about the shower head and how he likes to have a beautiful lather on his hair and stuff like that. He
uses the word beautiful a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a go-to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Joe Biden is funny. I don't think that his ridiculousness is funny. I think it's sad. It makes me mad. I'm shocked at some of the things that he does and is continued to be allowed to do. I mean, he's handled in every situation he's in. But I think it's an interesting question to reflect on these two guys as candidates because generally speaking, I mean, especially when it comes to women, when women are looking for a partner, one of the first things they'll say is he makes me laugh. Like that's an important part of liking somebody in any capacity. Your friends, you laugh with your friends. It's easier to relate to somebody if they make you laugh, if you have common interests where you can find humor in the same things. The personality of Joe Biden doesn't have a personality anymore. He's a president of the United States. He embodies the office that he has been elected to serve in. But he has no personality. There's no instance where Joe Biden comes up to a microphone or a podium or a group of people and isn't managed. There's no personality, like who Joe Biden is, who he might have been before. I mean, just ask Barack Obama. Don't ever underestimate Joe Biden's ability to F it up. That's what Barack Obama, who chose him to be the vice president, said about him. I mean, he would say things flippantly. He certainly had a personality then, but now he's completely managed. He is a mouthpiece for whomever is writing the words that the mouth needs to say. And watching him do these silly things is so incredibly sad to me. Like, can you think of a joke that Joe Biden has made? A joke, an intentional funny thing that Joe Biden tried to do.
Well, he's used it a lot, but he's used it so much that it's kind of what you're saying. Like it's probably an echo of when he used to make the joke. It's when he looks up at any balcony. He goes, "Don't jump." It's like his go-to joke, and he still does it.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like that's a joke.
I think he's trying to tell them something funny, and it doesn't land anymore. I don't know that it ever really was a great joke, but he still does that. That's his thing.
Yeah,
I've never really thought of it as comedy. I usually think it's kind of mean.
I've never really heard a good joke from him. I mean, maybe like I'm Joe Biden, I'm Jill Biden's husband, something like that. But
that could be considered personable.
But you've said it. Brad, I think, has said this multiple times, even off air in conversations we've had, that it's like he is a shell of a person who used to be a politician. And so he had that personable characteristic, but it's all kind of, it's wilted away.
It's just what's left.
And what's left is that sort of outward shell of what he used to be.
It is ironic that Doug's comment is perfectly on point here. He constantly tells us, not a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've said this many times when he said that here on the show before. It's like, nobody thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
It seems silly. All right, Brad, let's get to what I missed on the weekend.
What did I miss?
I have a couple cuts here for you, and the first one I want to go with, Annie, is cut number 11. I have a dark horse presidential/VP candidate for you guys, and let's see if you guys.
Well, you know something? We need somebody in there that's got some common sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you need a president or a vice president, I'll volunteer and take this country over, and I'll rule with an iron fist, a flat tax, nothing but common sense. I know right from wrong, brother.
Hulk Hogan just volunteered to take the country over.
I realized it when he said brother. I didn't know who it was until the very end. Wow. I'm glad he's here. He's still out there.
Oh, he's out there. He recently converted to Christianity, got baptized, did the whole thing. Yeah. He's got a little surf shop down in Florida, and I always see videos of him, and this little kid comes in, does an impression of him, and they talk back and forth, and they do the whole wrestling thing, and it is amazing. So I found that clip funny. What do you think?
Well, the one thing he said in there that I'm like, I'll vote for you, flat tax.
Flat tax.
I'm with you, Mr. Hogan.
The most fair share tax out there is a flat tax.
The one issue, if I became a single issue voter, I think it would be on outlawing fundraising text to my phone.
Okay.
Like
I'm
Hillary
voting for you,
Clinton,
too.
you want to get rid of that? Let's go.
I got one here that's local, cut number 21. Corey Bush did an interview.
You're a pastor.
Yes.
You write about healing through faith. At one point, you came across a woman with, quote, several visible tumors on her torso. Tell me what happened.
So at that time, I, along with a group of friends, we would go out on the street and just meet with people and pray with people and offer them food. And this lady came to us and she had these tumors. I mean, she wanted us to like feel them. And I just remember I put my hand on her and my hand just began to move. And the lumps that were there were no longer there. And she was so happy and she like went on about her day. And I never saw her again.
So you think the tumors disappeared?
I do. And this woman was unhoused. She's someone who, had been sleeping in the shelters and sleeping on the street.
Man, I listened to this, and I cannot imagine another politician saying this sort of thing. Ryan, I don't know where you are at, and Annie, I don't know where you're at on faith healing. I believe that God can interdict in miraculous ways. But most of the people that I talk to about this, it's never like what she was talking about there, where I just laid hands on them and I prayed on them and then it went away.
I can tell you exactly where I am on this particular issue. Corey Bush, no longer in Congress, does nothing but street ministry. I am fine with that. If she wants to do more praying for people, and here in St. Louis, if they're getting healed, she should be doing that.
If she were in street ministry, she'd probably be doing more for the city of St. Louis than she did as a congressperson.
Do you want to hear the other clip?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's part 2.
If I can speak a prayer and I can believe what I believe and you believe that this will help you, then why not offer that to people? Because I know prayer has helped me.
As a trained nurse, you're a member of the medical community. How do you think about those spiritual healings versus medical healings?
Yeah, spiritual healing it's a part of what you believe, and the medical healing it's a similar thing because I'm going to believe that this treatment that this doctor is giving me is going to help me in my situation. And so as the nurse, I am following the doctor's instructions and giving them whatever the doctor says that they should have. And also for those patients that would say, would you also pray with me? I would pray with them. And so it's the same thing that I would do on the street.
What do you say to people who are likely to disbelieve that story?
They're not the woman that had the tumors.
This is, I don't know, I just find this whole conversation, this whole thing bizarre. There are times whenever you want to, like, and I'm speaking as a pastor now, there are times when God interacts with people and interacts with you in a big way. And hey, this is something that I should share with everybody. But then there are other times where, like, you can't tell this story because if you tell this story, nobody will believe you anyway. And really, this is one of the things that God did, and this was between you and God. The thing to me is I feel like if this actually happened, and my doubts on the veracity of this story aren't my doubts on God's ability to do this. My doubts in the veracity of this story are my doubts in Corey Bush as an honest person. I don't trust her to tell the truth in something like this. But there are times where God, who is a big God, who has a big story to tell, is also a personal God, and he has a story to tell you and a lesson to teach you. I think there are moments that you are supposed to treasure in your heart and that you're not supposed to share those things. Those are from God to you personally. I just am blown away that somebody from Congress did this. And the other thing that was weird about this to me was how nonchalantly the interviewer followed up on that question. I mean, I feel like if somebody else were doing that, say, I don't know, let's say Byron Donald said the same thing. would the questions have been asked the same way?
I just think that if healing is taking place, is the glory to God or is the glory to Cori Bush? And my question would be for everybody to assess that situation and find out where that glory was being placed.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I to judge if she did it or if she didn't?
Yeah, exactly. It's impossible to validate or deny. She has no idea where the person went, who the person was. So it's just tough to, as a news person, it's tough to sort of follow up on.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up here. And when we come back, we're going to do a little Ask Us Anything on the show. If you got questions for us, go to the Andy Fry YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and tell us or ask us whatever you want to ask us. And we'll work your questions into the segment when we come back. I've got some good ones here, and Brad and Ryan do as well. So if you want to know a little bit more about us, now's your chance to find out. Andy Fry YouTube channel. You can vote in today's YouTube live chat poll as well. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Let us know who you think, and if you want to, why in the comments. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
Let's talk about Air Comfort Service and how Air Comfort Service can keep you in your comfort zone all through this hot, hot summer. It's officially summer. You probably felt like it for a while. At least the temperatures have. When you need someone and you need them fast, you call 314-513-0091. Air Comfort Service is going to be there to help you. We've had to make those emergency phone calls to Air Comfort Service, and they helped us and gave us all the information, gave us options of how to fix our problem situation in the winter and also when the air wasn't cooling in the summer. They're there to help. They're there to guide, and they make it as simple as they possibly can and as affordable as they possibly can to remedy the situation. 314-513-0091. Put that number in your phone for yourself, for a loved one, in the event that you need to be checking on that loved one right now while the summer has been heating up a lot. You reach out to them at 314-513-0091, and they're going to be able to come help you or your grandma, your mom, your dad, whatever it might be. Also, commercially, they can help you there as well. Call Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation to get a free second opinion on heat exchangers or compressor repairs. Air Comfort Service has provided residential and commercial heating and cooling services for 55 years, myself included. Give them a call. Get the help you need. 314-513-0091, aircomfortservice.com.
Hello, Mike Carter here. I wonder if you knew that after the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1804, a formal three-flag ceremony was held in St. Louis to mark the transfer. The Spanish flag lowered and the French tricolor raised. That in turn was lowered the next day and the flag of the young Republic of the United States stood tall. I'm Mike Carter of Carter Law Offices here, and at that moment the people living here went from being subjects to being citizens of a great free nation. Jump ahead 220 years to what we have become, and over 6 million men, women, and children now call Missouri home. Our largest cities are an economic powerhouse, and our small towns and family farms remain the heart of the nation. A friend wrote me one time at Carter Law Offices, "Hey, Mike Carter, why don't Missouri residents show their pride by flying our state flag more often like the folks in Texas?" I was like, that's a really great idea. And I was thinking, maybe anybody who's listening to this, if you want to send me an email at mike@carterlegal.com with your name and address if you're okay doing so, and I'll send you a free state flag, and you can hang it out on your front porch and show everybody you're as proud of Missouri as I am.
Say hello to Lumi, the whole-body deodorant developed with your whole body in mind. Pits, privates, and beyond. It's outrageously effective and clinically proven to block odor all day, anywhere you have body odor and wish you didn't, and keeps controlling odor up to 72 hours. Lumi is different. Developed by an OBGYN, Lumi goes beyond masking odor to control body odor in a way certain other deodorants and soap don't. Start controlling body odor everywhere, not just armpits. Experience whole-body freshness from Lumi Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to LumiDeodorant.com to be the best smelling you of all time. There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 203 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 203. Like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 203 to save 15% today. LumeDeodorant.com.
It's time to plan that outdoor project for this summer, and Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the only company you need to talk to. 636-532-4054 or chesterfieldfence.com. funnier.com. If you call them right now, you mention my name, Mark Cox, you'll get a special discount for the month of June. You'll get 20% off an installed outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. That is a great deal. If you've got their sign in your yard, it's a sign you have the very best. Locally owned and operated for 56 years under the same ownership. A Better Business Bureau Torch Award winner, so you know you're working with a great company. Whether it's an outdoor sunroom, a screen room, a pergola, patios, they can even do retaining walls. And, of course, they do fences and decks, and such a great job. ChesterfieldFence.com or 636-532-4054. Again, ChesterfieldFence.com or 636-532-4054.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Is yours? Did you know that there's an R value associated with insulation? To find out your R value or for free insulation estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Andrew Bailey, Missouri Attorney General.
For 50 years, Title IX stood for the proposition that women get equal access to athletic competition. Biden seeks to destroy that history, that legacy of equality for women.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Get ready to go crazy right here.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Toast kind of guy, or if I try to build a fire, I'll burn the woods. I ain't a mover or a shaker, can't keep up with the pacer. Never met a dance floor that ever did me any good. Oh, I can't change the world, no, I can't change a flag. You can give me your heart, girl, well, you may never get it back. You said you never smile again, but I don't know, here it comes, would you look at that?
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. It's time for Ask Us Anything. Give us your questions on the...
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! Give us your questions on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. If you have them, we would be happy to include them in the segment. The first one I'm going to ask you guys is... I don't know anything about TikTok. Should the Annie Fry Show be on TikTok? I'm not going to put it on my phone. I'm not going to use the app. I'm not going to interact with it. Like, don't come on TikTok to talk to me. Can we just be on TikTok by uploading videos from our work computers and be done with it?
Yeah. You answered all the questions I was going to ask, which is it going to be on your phone? Is it going to be here and there? I think the answer is yes, from work computers. Maybe we go to the public library and upload our videos there. I think all of that would be fine.
We can upload it from the computers here.
Yeah, we can do that.
Right? That's what everybody else is doing in this building.
yeah. It's not as if
We're
you're
the weirdos
protecting it.
You know, outside of our realm of political understanding, we're the only people who are like, I don't have TikTok on my phone. Like, I don't have TikTok on my phone. I don't look at TikTok. I know that makes me a Martian. I'm okay with it. But I'm also thinking, you know, ever since Trump went on TikTok and everything, and we've had this conversation many times as we have discussed how much of an influence TikTok can be to people who get their news from TikTok. Should we be an option there?
It's really the same answer as early voting. No, we don't want early voting to last 3 months. But until you can change it back to be more secure, you have to play by the rules that are given. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to reach people, you kind of do. You can fence it in a little bit.
Jackie says, "How about Rumble? We are on Rumble right now. Hi, Rumble. Go follow us on Rumble." White Eagle says, "No, oh no, Annie, don't go to TikTok." I'm not really going to go there. But the videos that the show makes and we put up on our YouTube shorts, we put them up on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, I'm not sure, my Twitter account, they're there. It would just be a secondary or like a fifth upload or something.
And don't you want the people there to see that kind of content? I would.
I feel like I do. I don't know. I've just been thinking about it lately. Like, it's not gonna be a place to come talk to me. It's not gonna be a place for me to interact with you. You can interact with one another. I know a lot of people listening right now are definitely looking at TikTok, even though they understand. But I think once you have used TikTok, if you were using TikTok before you understood all the challenges about TikTok, you probably just thought, well, it's too late. They know what they're in.
Yeah. I thought the same thing about it. With TikTok, I have been really diligent and careful. I've never downloaded on my phone, never had it. But at the same time, I'm downloading a random game from who knows where. Like, TikTok is the only thing China is using to spy on Americans. There could be so many other apps that they're using, and I have no idea what I'm downloading half the time when I download a random app or game.
I will add that Rumble, we stream there every day, so you can watch us and follow us there on Rumble. The platform that we used to stream doesn't integrate comments from Rumble, so we don't see them the way we see everything from YouTube. We quit streaming to Facebook because the Facebook algorithm, really since COVID, hates me, and it never really gave us another chance. Since we stopped streaming on Facebook, I feel really bad about it because there are like 3 people who are like, I used to watch you every day on Facebook. Where'd you go? And in an effort to try to reach more people with Facebook as to not stream for 3 hours every day, I'm just doing some calculations. Some people don't want to watch on YouTube. I understand it. The majority of the conversation and the poll and everything is going to be on YouTube. I've been toying with it, the TikTok thing. You're for it?
I'm for it. I'm a thumbs up on it. As long as you're doing it from a work computer.
I'm not going to do it. Brad's going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the one who's uploading all this stuff anyway. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, we would just create an account wherever that happens, and then you connect it to the platform, and it would just send it there also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be like a really easy thing to do to add in, and I don't know why we wouldn't want to reach the people that we want to reach.
We could be huge on TikTok, and I will never know.
We would never know it.
That'd be fine. Yeah, we're completely unaware. Making content every day that goes on TikTok, and we have no idea how many people are following us.
Well, I mean, we're making the content every day anyway,
Yeah.
so it just, to me, it seems like as long as I'm not turning myself over to him personally, I don't know why not. You got a question?
I do. What is a food that you used to hate, either when you were a kid or when you were younger, that you now like?
Oh, man. I don't know. What's yours?
Mine is reluctantly pickled beets.
What a nerd.
I know. I really do like them. I had to kind of come to terms with this because as a child, that's one that you are definitely in the never eat camp. But as I've gotten older, I'm like, darn, those are pretty good. I like pickled beets. I'm gonna say it openly now.
Do you feel better? Do you feel free?
I feel more like I can eat them, like, not hiding.
You feel...
Yeah, because usually when I eat them, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom with this jar real quick. Don't mind me. And I'm really eating pickled beets.
Yeah, it's way less weird now.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm just going to kind of eat them, with the bathroom door open.
Gosh. The best thing that I could come up with is like tomatoes in salads, on sandwiches, stuff like that. I used to hate tomatoes. Didn't like anything about them. But now I almost won't eat a salad or a sandwich without a tomato slice on it.
I have to ask my husband. I don't know.
Yeah?
Well, he cooks. And I have definitely, as I've come into my own commanding adulthood, stopped pretending or trying to like or eat things that I didn't want to eat or enjoy. I am 100% a textual eater. The taste is not as important as to how it feels. And so I think I've gotten a lot more picky. I'll think about this one for the rest of the show and let you know if I come up with anything, but I don't know if there is one.
Okay.
I'll have to ask my husband. You got a question?
Yeah. So my question I came up with today was, and it happened as I was working at my computer, what is your favorite thing about working in radio?
Oh, boy. What's yours?
So for me, a great example would be like Jamie Lissow was just in studio. It's the experiences that you get that you have access to that you wouldn't normally have access to. And it's not like, haha, I get to do this. It's like, holy cow, I get to do this. I mean, I was on the tarmac with the Blue Angels. I got to speak to a Blue Angels pilot, got to speak to the crew chief, and then I was yards away from it as it took off. And it's all because I work in radio. So it's the experiences for me, the stuff that I wouldn't ordinarily get to experience that is the best part.
For me, it's Trisha. She's beautiful. She's pregnant. She's glowing.
In that order.
She's just so many things.
Why are you reading your notes?
And I just want to make sure I get this right. She
this is what she gave you.
Has done a great job in her position as
exceptional
program director or whatever she is. And I just want to point that out publicly that she is one of my favorite parts of radio. Now, that sounded weird too, didn't it? Let me just say that she is the best. Period.
What else did you do wrong? It's like that's a little
Everything
extra.
that I've done wrong to Trisha was right here in this seat.
Yeah. Okay.
For the last 3
I've been
days.
Here for all of it.
Yeah.
That was well done.
Thank you.
Man, my favorite thing about radio is, or at least I don't know, my job is if I think about something or if I want to discuss something, I just can. It is really weird every once in a while to be like, I have to have a 3-hour conversation every day. That's my job. Now I have to know a lot about a lot of things, and I have to be paying attention to what's going on in the news and all of that. So I do have to be connected quite a bit. But we work really hard on this show to not make everything super intense all of the time, so we can have some really wild conversations that can end up being incredibly funny. And it's not stuff that you can prepare. Like, the funniest things we do are in the moment, spontaneous conversations that materialize out of something usually not going the way it was intended.
Mm-hmm.
But like when when I go on vacation, if I'm on vacation for a long time, something will happen and I like need to share it with people. And my family's like, no, Mom, we're not interested.
Yeah.
I don't try. I just keep it to myself.
I had a hiatus between my last radio job and this one. It was about 3 or 4 years long, maybe 5. And I remember when I left that job in the first month or so, you get to the point where you're logging things for the air in your brain because life is just show content.
I have a notepad on my phone, and it's just like it wouldn't make sense to any of you, but I would see that and I would be able to go into a conversation.
Exactly. And I remember standing at my sink about a month after I left that radio job and thinking, oh, I need to write down my thoughts about coffee beans or something random. And I'm like, no, Ryan. Nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares about your thoughts anymore.
But sometimes in like a situation like this, you could bring up those thoughts or I could bring up those thoughts. And if nobody cares, you guys will rake me over the coals for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll still be fun for people to listen
Exactly.
to. So
Exactly.
it's like if you have good checks on the conversation and I mean, people can relate to what we are talking about or, if they tune in and they want to know, did the Supreme Court rule on Donald Trump's presidential immunity? Not today. If they did, we'd be talking about it. There are a lot of news stories that are going on right now that are huge news stories, and I could be talking to you about them right now. But it's also Friday afternoon, and your heart and your soul can only carry so much of that burden all the time, and I just think it's important to balance. And we get to, folks, I cannot stress enough. Nobody tells me what to do on the show. Nobody says what I have to do. Nobody says what I can't do. Nobody says what I'm allowed to speak about. Nobody says what I can't speak about. It is completely up to us what we do on a given day. And so we know that sometimes we come in here and we just hit an absolute grand slam with the show. Like you walk away and you're like, that was a really fun or really great show or really great interview. And there are other days where like, let's just forget that happened. Let's just pretend that none of that happened and try again tomorrow. And when you do it 5 days a week, that's the nature of the biz. So it's fun. You get to try new things. It's up to me. I know that there's a lot of allegations out there that we're controlled or told what we can or can't do. And I just got to tell you, if somebody's trying to make you believe that about me, if you've trusted me to come on this show, I mean, I've been doing this since 2018, so that's 6 years. I did it for 2 years on a weekend before that. And I was put in this seat and trusted to come to you and give you a show every day where you could listen to me, be entertained by me. And I hope, trust me, to do my job and to be honest and genuine. You think that's going to change now? If someone's trying to make you think it is, I promise you, they're selling you something. Think about that. I got a question, and I was going to ask this question of you guys, but instead I'm going to flip it, and we're going to do this to each other. Isn't that fun?
Maybe. No comment until I hear it.
If you were sold as an action figure, what would your 2 accessories be? So, what would Brad's 2 accessories be?
Oh, okay.
And then you can tell Ryan, you guys can say mine.
Okay, so Brad's 2 accessories would be, do I have to have a reason Because I think that there would
You
just
can
be
say
things.
whatever you want to say. I'm going to ask follow-ups.
Okay. He would have a copter hat.
A copter hat? Like a beanie with a...
No, not like one of those little kid copters, like a legit Inspector Gadget copter hat.
Like they could fly him?
Yeah, they could fly him.
Where's he got to go?
I don't know,
Quickly.
but he could get there real fast. And the second one would be probably like just a huge gun.
So he could kill people.
Mm-hmm, so he could defeat his enemies.
Bad guys.
Yeah. So that's what I think about Brad.
A copter hat and a Tommy gun.
Yeah, and he could fire from above if he wanted to. It'd be a pretty awesome little action figure there. The Brad. He's got huge range. Because of the copter hat.
Yeah, obviously.
Right? Okay. And who do you have to do?
I was going to say that Brad would have like a watch that would tell the time, but also do a bunch of other tricks. Because he's a manager of time to the second.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But the watch, you'd be able to push buttons and like teleport and all that stuff.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it could have whatever. It could have buttons, and you could make those things do whatever you wanted it to be.
Button, and it would have a helicopter hat.
That can make you live. You push a button and go. What else would Brad have? I think gun's probably pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Or
a big gun.
A lightsaber.
Yeah.
I'd take all of that.
Yeah.
All of it.
Done. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll do Ryan's and mine. And maybe there might be some suggestions from the YouTube about if we were action figures, what would our two accessories be? Annie Fry YouTube channel, go vote in the YouTube poll. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? And let us know. You can weigh in on this. Let's take a quick break. More Annie Fry Show right after this.
Down into that big blue sail. I can't change the world, no, I can't change a flag. If you give me your heart, girl, well, you may never get it back. You said you'll never smile again, but oh no, here it comes. Would you look at that? I finally found something I'm good at.
Hey, if you have rental properties, go to murphycleanoutservices.com. Yes, I said if you have rental properties. I know a lot of people driving your car, you probably went, oh, that's me. I have to pay attention to this. Yes, murphycleanoutservices.com for if you have a vacant property at any point. So even if that's not right now, go to the website and put their number in your phone because they can save you a lot of time and money. Their bids are fantastic. And you're like, well, what do they do bids on? Everything. Literally everything you could think of to get your property back up and running and rented and making you money again. Murphy Cleanout Services does that. It's called Rapid Rental Renovations. So they not only can clean out your property, but they can do all the work to get it back up and functioning, whether that's big stuff, we're talking gutters and roofs and stuff like that, or little stuff like just, cleaning a carpet or whatever, like holes in the walls, that kind of stuff. They do it all. So if you have rental properties, you need them for those moments when you can't do it all yourself, and you probably can't do it all yourself anyway. You need to get it up and running fast. Go to murphycleanoutservices.com. You'll get all their numbers there. You can text them or you can call them, 2 different numbers, murphycleanoutservices.com.
Tip for everybody that, especially this summer, if you haven't had your air conditioner checked, if you're getting into a space where you're changing the filter and it's very hot, meaning like you have to go up in the attic or side area on your house, and if you just slide a filter out and then slide another filter in, and that's how you change your filters, try this. Put duct tape where you put your filter in that unconditioned space in the attic. If that's what you're doing, you're just going up and you're sliding in there. It's sucking a lot of hot air into your system. It's actually making your air conditioner not able to cool. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600, or on the internet, that's bartinman.com. It's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Hello, it's Mike Carter here. I don't know if you've ever heard of McNair Grade School over in the Hazelwood School District, but Alexander McNair was Missouri's first governor, and he's said to have been the only state official wearing a fashionable cloth coat when Missouri secured its statehood. The year was 1821, and most legislators were dressed in homespun clothes, fringed hunting shirts, and buckskin. Carter law offices are just a few blocks from the first state capitol down on Main Street in St. Charles, and like our state, we've grown over the years. But one thing we've never forgotten is our connection to the people of St. Charles County and our great state of Missouri. I'm Mike Carter, the founder of Carter Law Offices, and I also serve as general counsel to one of the largest employers in St. Charles County, and I'm a past director of the St. Louis Board of Realtors. I also serve as municipal judge for the fastest growing city in St. Charles County, and I have a news talk program on Fox and ABC called Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, where I interview today's state officials and newsmakers. Not many these days are dressed in buckskin, but they do answer to you the same way those elected officials did over 200 years ago. Check them out at MikeCarter.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility in this election year? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 38 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
This month at Renewal by Anderson, save 24% on every window, patio door, and entry door with 0% interest for 3 years. And installation is included. Call by June 29th, 314-720-9200.
Well, who do you think is funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? That's today's YouTube live chat poll. Anxious to see the results of this one and why you voted one way or another, because you really can take this in a number of ways. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? 146. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
We're here to help you get registered to vote, whether you're in Missouri or Illinois. Democracy 2024 on 97.1 FM Talk. If you need help getting registered, go to 971talk.com/vote. This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Made me see where I've been.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Doing a little extended Ask Us Anything here, and we were talking about if we were action figures, what would our accessories be? And you said that Brad's would be, Ryan, what?
A copter hat that would allow him to fly like Inspector Gadget, and a huge gun. And that he would be tough with those two things. Although I guess you could fire back at him.
Does it need to be a huge gun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Joker's gun from the original Batman movie?
I was thinking more Men in Black, Will Smith.
Oh,
yeah, that'd
the
be
noisy
fine.
cricket.
I'm picturing one you ripped off of a tank with your bare hands. Like, it's enormous, and you should not be able to carry it, but somehow you do.
How about Ryan's accessories? I'm wondering what your action would be.
So,
how about some like jelly bean bullets? You could just like laser beam jelly beans at people. It's got to be like some
It
sort
doesn't
of
hurt people, though.
candy assault, sweet and spicy.
It's
He
sweet
wears
because it's
he
jelly
wears a
beans.
robe. I mean, your special skill has to be making people disappear by making them uncomfortable. So a robe and jelly beans. And a big
So my
shady
superpower
van.
is walking up to strangers on the street, maybe hanging outside of a nightclub, walking up to them with my hands on my robe and saying, "Hey, do you guys want to see my jelly bean gun?"
No, I didn't say you had a gun.
And then
There's no gun.
somehow
I don't
they're
trust
firing
you
somehow.
With a gun.
How are these things firing?
Have you ever fired a gun before?
Have you ever fired a jelly bean gun before?
That's a no. Yours is a no.
I just want to know the logistics of getting the jelly beans
That's a hard no.
somewhere fast. Like, am I just throwing them at people?
Yeah.
So I'm walking up to people in a robe, telling them if they don't disappear quickly,
You got
I'm
a
going to
better
throw
idea?
my jelly beans at them.
You got a better idea?
I don't really know what I've accomplished.
But it's like Jelly Bellies where they taste like all kinds of things. Like some of them taste like strawberries, some of them taste like boogers.
So my ultimate goal though is to make people go away.
Yeah. Dude,
Okay.
that could be helpful.
Okay. All
You
right.
got a better idea?
I don't know if it's a better idea, but I think Ryan would have like Batman's utility belt, except his would be a fanny pack, and it would just have whatever he needed at that moment, at that time.
Like a Toodles? In
Yeah,
a pouch?
he just unzip it and just
The pouch?
whatever he
I'm-
needs.
So I'm picturing more like a Carrot Top bag where he's got all these crazy accessories.
Maybe.
Like he's pulling out an arrow that you put on your head.
Yeah,
You're like, hey.
yeah, everything that you need at that time, and then the other thing that you
I
would
think what you pull out is the opposite of what you need.
Okay.
It's like the other thing that I think Ryan's character would have, or his action figure would have, isn't necessarily an accessory, but it's like one of those built-in like karate chop action types of things. Except when you press the button on Ryan, he would do a goofy dance.
There you go. And make people go away.
So my pouch, so it has lots of stuff in it, but never anything that's useful in the moment. So like if somebody's putting up a
Yeah.
tent, they're like, "Oh man, I wish I would have brought my tent stakes." I'm like, "Oh, let me
Yeah,
reach in here,"
yeah.
and I pull out a cigarette, and I'm like, "I'll watch you."
Yeah, useless utility belt.
SVD says, I missed the shows where Andy and Ryan traded shirts. She could rock Slow Down Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It's a band.
I figured.
It's a band from one of our seasons of Song Stage.
All right. What about me? Do you have accessories for me and my action figure?
Do you know who Geordie LaForge is?
Yeah.
You would have the
Yeah,
eye
it's Reading
band.
Rainbow.
Yes, but not that version. You would have the eye band
Sure, like a headband.
like a headband,
Mhm.
but it would allow you to see 360 degrees
Okay, why?
because you would be hyper aware.
Unlike now. That's good.
Yeah, I know that would be something you would like. You would
Yeah.
just like to know like everything that's going on. So I think that would be good.
I don't think I would like that.
No?
I don't need to know more. I don't need to know what I know.
Like right now you'd be like, "Oh wow, there's a chain on the blind behind
That's
you."
brand new information.
Look at that. It's incredible.
I only use that twice a day.
Yeah. But you'd always know it was there.
Okay, that's one.
That's one.
Mhm.
The second one, a huge gun.
Check.
And you could fire it at any time. And I'm talking about a big one, like one that you
308.
rip off of a tank and you
Mhm.
go, "Man, how could she even carry that?"
I'm not going to rip it off a tank. I'm going to rip it off of Brad.
Yeah, because you can see him coming from behind.
He won't even know.
Here you go.
All right.
All right, you get,
My turn, huh? So I think Annie would have a volleyball that she could use. Like she would spike it, but it would hit whatever she was aiming for and then return. So she could use that as her
so it's
weapon.
like my Captain America shield. It's
Yes,
just a volleyball.
but it's a volleyball. And I think the other thing that Annie would have is a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
But the whistle would allow her to freeze time. So she blows the whistle and
Oh,
time
and then I can
freezes.
take naps
Mm-hmm.
and hit people with my volleyball.
And they'd wake up and be like, "What
Oh,
the heck? Did I get hit with a volleyball?"
They freeze and they come back. Their face is all bruised.
Uh-huh. So Annie, the only problem with freezing time, I just got to warn you if that's going to be your accessory, is that yes, it's great for a while. You nap, you age real fast. Because everybody
I
else
feel
is
like
frozen.
I'm aging fast anyway.
Everybody else is frozen, and then you're sleeping
no,
away.
Shush. I looked up. I was putting moisturizer on my neck. And is it décolleté? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Yes.
Décolleté.
You know, you have one too.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if that's how you say it. I bet you don't take care of yours. But anyway,
I think you're right.
I realized that I have a little bit of crepey skin under my neck. Like, I have to... Don't even comment. Don't even look. Turn around. But there is just some sign of aging, like, right under my neck, which is what happens. I'm 40. I'm struggling with it. Your wife and I are, like, the same age. Does she worry about aging at all?
Probably, but she does not bring those concerns to me a whole lot.
Why not?
Because I don't know that I'm the person who helps her with
If
that.
she says, Ryan, look at my neck right here. It's starting to look crepey. You say what?
I said, crepey, more like you're crazy because you're so glowing.
No, don't say glowing.
Oh, I can't say that?
No. You look
crepey.
You look great, dear.
Well, why don't we put some Nutella on it? This is why she doesn't bring these things to me.
Fair. Last question that I have for you guys is, what's a major adjustment you've made as an adult that goes completely counter to what your like nature is? You've nurtured yourself, there's something about yourself that you know is the case. It's the natural state of Ryan or Brad. And you have learned over the course of time, this is who I am. I need to do better at this, so you have to actively do something else. Is there something off the top of your head you think?
Yeah, it is entirely due real estate stuff because I can't, I'm so bad. I'm not handy at all, but I've had to be just enough to get by with house stuff that I can't just call somebody for everything. So I've had to make myself able to do even just bare basic stuff.
I don't mean like that's, I mean, maybe your self-awareness, but I'm talking about like interpersonal interactions or like personality traits that you have. Did you used to try to do stuff on your own and fail, or did you just not try?
What do you mean by stuff?
Whatever you were talking about with real estate.
Oh, yeah, no, I just wouldn't even try because I knew, well, if I did, I was so bad at it that it would be like, let's set that down for a couple of years and come back to that later. As far as like, you're talking about social situations more though.
Yeah. Do you have anything, Brad, off the top of your head?
Yeah, well, initially I was thinking waking up early. That is something that I've had to force myself to do, train myself to do. And even today, if I don't force myself to get up early, I would sleep until 10 o'clock in the morning. I am a night person by nature. But interpersonally, it's aggravation and frustration. I've worked really hard to get better at hiding my aggravation and frustration with people. And it doesn't always work, but I do my best to keep things low key because sometimes I realize that I'm not rationally angry about something.
Well, that's the key. I don't think that hiding, if you have an emotion that is valid, you can have that emotion. I think what probably the sweet spot there is you being able to decide, I'm feeling a certain type of way irrationally.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Mine is, I will, especially here, try to, like if I'm here for a while, I will try, I just like walk around and try to smile. I try to be smiling. And I mean it. I really intentionally mean the smile because I am actively thinking, keep smiling, keep smiling. I don't know that it's RBF that I have specifically, but I'm just so direct with everything that I do. And in the time constraints that you do radio, that you have to be quick and direct with things, I just smile more. But it's intentional, and it's not a lie, but it's kind of a lie.
That's good in here because I always hear people go, man, she seems so happy. She's always walking around smiling, and it just seems so natural.
You don't ever hear anybody say that.
Well, okay, I've never
Well, you
heard
do, but
anybody
it's not about
say
me.
that about you or anything close to that. But I do see it. You know, I see that you're making a real effort there. And
Here's the other place where I smile.
Oh, please.
And this is a total lie when I'm driving.
What?
When you smile, your brain is happier. I promise you. I'm not like the Joker, like, ah! But when I'm driving, if I have myself just like even think a little bit of a smile or whatever, it changes. I make myself do it for long enough that it actually changes my mood.
Wow.
I recommend it. Fake it till you make it, or just keep faking it, which is also doable.
Okay. Well, I am looking forward to passing you at some point and being like, whoa, that lady's insane. Oh, that's Annie.
Yeah. She looks real happy to be here. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hello, Mike Carter here. I wonder if you knew that after the purchase of the Louisiana Territory in 1804, a formal three-flag ceremony was held in St. Louis to mark the transfer. The Spanish flag lowered and the French tricolor raised. That in turn was lowered the next day and the flag of the young Republic of the United States stood tall. I'm Mike Carter of Carter Law Offices here, and at that moment the people living here went from being subjects to being citizens of a great free nation. Jump ahead 220 years to what we have become, and over 6 million men, women, and children now call Missouri home. Our largest cities are an economic powerhouse, and our small towns and family farms remain the heart of the nation. A friend wrote me one time at Carter Law Offices, "Hey, Mike Carter, why don't Missouri residents show their pride by flying our state flag more often like the folks in Texas?" I was like, that's a really great idea. And I was thinking, maybe anybody who's listening to this, if you want to send me an email at mike@carterlegal.com with your name and address if you're okay doing so, and I'll send you a free state flag, and you can hang it out on your front porch and show everybody you're as proud of Missouri as I am.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio.
That's GetJim.com.
97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Attorneys for former President Trump go back to court in Florida. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. They're fighting his federal prosecution in a classified documents case.
So far, the day has been dominated by these very complicated and technical arguments, as well as dense legal analysis of U.S. code. Trump's team is arguing that DOJ regulators don't actually allow for Attorney General Merrick Garland to appoint a special counsel. They believe that since his appointment was unconstitutional, Smith can't prosecute former President Trump in this case. Therefore, the case should be thrown out.
Fox's Jeff Paul in Fort Pierce. This as the former president awaits a Supreme Court decision on his immunity claim in an election interference case also brought by the special counsel. The justices did rule today on a federal gun law that bans firearms for people under restraining orders over domestic violence allegations.
Well, essentially, what it looks like the court is saying is there are cases in which Second Amendment rights can be infringed. In this case, where you potentially pose a threat to someone else and their safety.
Fox's Shannon Bream. The decision was 8-1. The lone dissent coming from Justice Clarence Thomas, arguing a protective order isn't enough to strip away Second Amendment rights without a criminal charge or conviction. Health officials in Gaza say Israeli shells have landed on tent camps for displaced Palestinians north of Rafah, killing at least 25 people, wounding 50 more. First responders say the tents were just outside an Israeli-designated safe zone. The Israeli military says it's looking into the strikes. President Biden at Camp David prepping for next week's CNN presidential debate.
President Biden has nothing on his schedule for the next couple days, and it seems like they're just trying to figure out how much he should go in there to try to pump up his own record versus how much he should go and try to attack Trump.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. The former president reportedly doing a more traditional debate prep this time. He has a rally tomorrow in Philadelphia. America is listening to Fox News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. An important message about your timeshare from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. Contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about timeshare cancellation.
Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
No real change in our weather pattern. This large bubble of high pressure in control. It's a heat wave pattern, obviously. Lots of sunshine. 99 today. Tonight, clear skies, 90s this evening, 78 for the low. Saturday, partly sunny, 99. Couple of scattered thunderstorms late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Otherwise, Sunday is partly sunny and 94. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Outdoor Living Redefined, brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design, your trusted partner in crafting stunning decks, inviting screened rooms, and elegant porch overhangs. Imagine enjoying a crisp morning coffee on your beautifully designed deck, or hosting gatherings in a spacious screened room. Lakeside turns your vision into reality. Our skilled craftsmen use top-notch materials to create spaces that stand up to the elements and stand out in style. Elevate your lifestyle with Lakeside's outdoor living expertise. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today.
Let's talk about the Retirement Advisory Group and how ushering yourself into the retirement that you've always dreamt of. It's right around the corner, isn't it? You've been thinking about it. You're ready to go, but you're just wanting to make sure that you have everything lined up the way that you hope so, that you could have that retirement you've dreamt of. Do you plan to travel? Do you plan to downsize the home and maybe get a secondary snowbird home somewhere down south? Whatever your dreams are, you want to make sure that you can financially rely on the plan, but you got to have a plan. And that's where the Retirement Advisory Group comes in. 314-993-9494. That's the number to call, and you sit down and you talk to Thomas Helbig, Bob and Tammy Kershaw, and they walk you through the steps that you're going to take to make sure that you can rely on what you have laid out in front of you. You know what's going to happen. 314-993-9494. It's a free appointment. Doesn't cost anything to do it. And you don't have to walk out with any sort of obligation in hand. It's up to you. It's your future. It's your retirement. Put it in the hands of the folks who've never had a client lose a penny. RetirementKey.com.
If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You just ask, should I sell while my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out your home's equity. And you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's current best value without moving. That's Truehold.com. Go to Truehold.com now. That's Truehold.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gsLhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The race for Missouri's 15th Senate District is heating up. Mark Cox here. Join me Wednesday, June 26th at the Lodge of DePere. We're going to hold a candidate forum. The event is free, but space is limited. Register at 971talk.com/events.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Glad that you're here with us. Friday afternoon, 2 o'clock. I'm going to set this up with you guys, ask you how old you are, and then how old you feel. Go.
42. 35.
Mentally or physically or both?
Mentally.
Physically?
Physically, 55.
You're just assuming.
I went to Holiday World on Tuesday, and man, one park day anymore. I mean, we did 3 in a row last year. That was maybe the most intense activity I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Disney World last year?
Yes, 3 days, 30,000 steps a day. Woo! Then a kidney stone. I'm telling you, I was falling apart. But this, just doing one day, I'm still a little sore, and I'm realizing, man, I have not changed. I do not feel any different. I feel the exact same, but my body, that's what everybody says, your body just doesn't respond the same way as it used to.
Brad?
I am 40 years old. I feel physically probably about 40 years old. It seems like I have good days and bad days. Mentally, I feel probably like 12.
Yeah, I agree.
You said you feel 35 mentally?
Yeah, I'm super mature in a lot of ways. A lot of what I do on the air is just such an act.
Just like our children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of what I do on the air is for the people. It's for enjoyment. But really, when I get off, you guys know, I'm pretty serious.
Who are the people?
The people.
The people. The people. The people.
Who are
those people?
Who are these people? Who are these listeners? What are they thinking?
I don't know.
Why are they here?
I don't know that they are. I think that they have left. I feel about 35 mentally and physically. My age is still shocking me that I'm 40. That's how old I am. But I also have said this before. I think that I felt 34 since I was about 18. And I've always been an old lady. And now I am an older lady. And I'm starting to look in the rear view a little bit more than I have in the past.
Was there ever an age that you hit, because there definitely was for me, I don't remember exactly what it was, where I went, oh, people are taking me seriously now, like when I go to get a loan. Things that if you go in when you're 22, they're like, all right, little guy, we'll walk you through this process. But then when you get older, you can like yell at people to get off your lawn and they take you seriously.
A little bit. I think I noticed it most as a coach because I was coaching youth sports at 18. And there were parents who absolutely bullied me because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then now I'm 40 and I'm like, this is what we're going to do. And they're like, sounds great.
Right. There's a point in there where that switches, though.
Do what you got to do. I think it has to do with having children, though. Just the fact that I'm in charge of my own little people. Yeah. Well, the reason why I ask is I wondered if any of you felt like a super old soul, even though we were all somewhere hanging around middle age. These are boomer complaints. Ooh. And I was reading through these and I'm like, having an existential crisis.
Oh, okay.
They're not big necessarily, but they are impactful. So let's see if these resonate with you. Number 1, mega-sized paper towels and toilet paper rolls are annoying because they don't fit on the paper holder.
I will agree with that.
That does annoy me.
Here's the thing, though. I would like to add to that as a boomer complaint.
Really? Oh, wait, there's more.
And I think I've said this before. But I'm getting really frustrated to the point of just being like, I want to punch every single bag that I see that says this. No. You're not buying 8 rolls. You're buying
toilet paper
14.
Math?
Like, no.
Paper
Stop
math?
it. Yeah, stop telling me what I'm buying. I can see what it is. Maybe square footage is a way to judge these things. But then you got to factor in 2-ply and 1-ply. I don't like any of it.
Number 2, household appliances don't need Bluetooth. Your household appliances should never, ever need Bluetooth.
Agreed.
I agree with that.
The only one I would, well, no, I guess.
No, you disagree then, is what you're saying.
Well, would a barbecue grill count as a household appliance?
Yes.
Like
I have a smoker.
Yeah, and you can like change the temperature and all that stuff.
Dang it, if that doesn't sound like kind of cool, though.
Super convenient. That was
Yeah.
the story I was going to say, too, because my brother-in-law just got one for Father's Day, and they were talking about how, like, oh, you can, they had to repack the meat or something at a certain point in time and lower the temperature. But you don't need it.
No.
If it was all or nothing and the Bluetooth and the phone app trying to make it super convenient for me to be able to use things, I don't need everything to be connected.
What about the temperature of your house?
That's super
Does that
handy.
count?
That is super handy.
It is handy, isn't it? We've resisted doing it, but
Jared, turn down the air conditioning, please. Okay.
that counts, right? That
bad.
counts.
Dang it.
Ha ha.
What about this one? These are boomer complaints. This one is where it starts to feel a little boomery to this millennial. Bring back movie stubs. It would be nice if movie tickets were tickets again, so you can keep the stubs as a nice memory of a time that you went to the movies. A paper receipt is insufficient.
I agree.
You want a movie stub?
I don't really care about the movies as much, but the tickets to sporting events and concerts.
Yeah, there's no
I
paper.
like having the receipt.
You can have it. You just have to print it out on a full piece of
That's
paper.
what it's so stupid. It's just like, oh, you're keeping your printer paper. That's cool, buddy.
Did you save movie stubs from dates in high school?
Man, I don't know about dates. I might have saved it if it was a good movie. I didn't care about the girl that much. I remember going on a sweet date with a girl who I'd never
Jackie?
talked to again. No, Jackie never went out with me.
That's why I brought her up.
As much as I tried, Jackie, if you're listening and you don't know what I'm referring to, there was a girl when I was a freshman in high school named Jackie who was like the prettiest girl in the whole school, and I was like, well, she's the one for me. like I was shooting high.
So there it is.
And,
That's it then.
And she was dating, I think literally when we were in ninth grade, she was dating guys who were at least seniors, if not in college. And I'm thinking, yeah, I got a chance here. This will go great. Jackie never went out with me. But I did go on a date with a girl junior year, and we went to see Dark City. And that movie was awesome. I should have kept that receipt or that ticket stub. Date didn't matter. Movie was great.
Frank says, I miss concert ticket stubs. I'm not a concert goer person, so I wouldn't save those things. But for people who are concert goers, that's kind of a cool memento, especially when like the cheapest souvenir you can get is $75.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the ticket itself is probably more than that. So
Yeah, but at least you can hold that in your hand.
Yeah.
Concerts should start at the time it says on the ticket. Again, not a concert goer. Is this a real problem?
Yes, this is a huge problem. I want the concert to start right when they say they're going to start it, and it never does. And they never tell you how many opening acts they have either. So if you're going to see just the band that you wanted to see,
You got to roll the dice.
you're just going to show up whenever and hope that you got close.
Jackie says, I have movie stubs from grade school and concert tickets stubs since the 90s. I probably have some of those still. Back from, anybody remember Cottonwood, that movie theater?
Oh, yeah. Cottonwood was awesome.
More boomer complaints. Songs should be longer than 2 minutes.
Nah, I disagree. Songs need to be what songs need to be. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? This song should have been 2 minutes because it sucks.
That's probably the wisest thing and the most thing that I agree with you the most. Songs should be what songs should be. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald is a super long song, and it should be because it's a super long story. Song number 2 from Blur, 2 minutes, perfect.
That's the same one I was thinking of.
Boomer complaints. Stop showing the entire movie in the trailer.
No, I disagree with that. I like knowing a lot about a movie. If you want to entice me to see the movie, show me whatever it's going to take to get me interested. I'm fine with that.
I like whenever they throw you a curveball in the trailer and they make you think one thing and then it was just selectively edited. It's a cheap fake.
Oh, I agree, but that's going to make me see the movie.
Yes.
Like if you're showing me just the part until the twist,
yeah,
and you're like, oh, this is what life is, and then something's about to change, and that's the first 10 minutes of the movie. That's great, but you got me.
Number 8, gift cards should never expire. Have you ever had a gift card expire? Oh, exhaled. Get it out, son.
All right. I've had this pent up for years.
You're a boomer.
I got a gift card for my kids when they were probably 2 or 3 years old. You could probably look up the year because it was when Toys R Us was going out of business. I got gift cards for them for Christmas and birthday for Toys R Us because it was like, this is great. They're 3 years old or whatever. Toys R Us then announced it was going bankrupt and then would not take any of their own gift cards.
Are you sure there were no lawsuits about that?
They don't care because they're going bankrupt. So people will sue them, and they're like, doesn't matter.
But Toys R Us is back.
Well, that's a new company, though. So it would be doing business as a different name of the company. So this isn't just them. A lot of companies do this. If they're going bankrupt, they just decide, I'm not going to take my own gift cards anymore.
How long did you have those gift cards?
6 months to a year.
I have gift cards that are that long. You ever had a gift card expire, Brad?
No, I've never have. I usually Usually use them pretty quickly.
Usually responsible with my gift card purchases.
No. This isn't Brad that's responsible. This is my wife. My wife loves gift cards. So if we go anywhere, the first thing she does is check for coupons and checks for gift cards.
Yeah, smart.
You didn't answer this question, Annie.
I don't know that I've ever had a gift card expire, but I have a cabinet full of gift cards.
Do you?
Oh my gosh, yes. I don't like gift cards.
Oh man, I love them. They sit in my car for the moment that they are in need.
Like Toys R Us?
Yeah, but we didn't go there very often. That's
Well,
the
then
thing.
why'd you get gift cards there?
Well, because it made sense for a little kid.
Did
so we would go there eventually,
How'd that work out?
and then we did, and guess what I couldn't use?
Number 9, dogs should be on a leash. I don't know if this is like a suburban, rural problem.
I had this happen to me yesterday, but this guy had a very well-trained dog, but it was kind of scary at first because I thought maybe I might have to shoot this dog.
What?
Yeah. So
escalated.
It was a well-trained dog, and the first thing you thought was, if this thing gets close to me.
Let me set it up for you,
I'm
okay?
carrying.
So I'm dropping off something for my niece who it's something Trisha gave her, and so I was dropping it off at her house, and her neighbor across the street has a huge Rottweiler. Now, this is the first time I've gone to her house, and I didn't know anything about it, and this dog's in the front yard, while the guy's cleaning his thing. And have you ever heard a Rottweiler bark and growl?
What was he cleaning?
His car.
Okay.
And like this Rottweiler's toy was a basketball. That's what he played with. And so I pull up.
It's like Sandlot.
I pull up, and it really is, because this dog's like, I'm
I'm picturing the opposite. I'm picturing this Rottweiler balancing a basketball on its nose.
Shoot the dog, here's
standing
the
on a
crib, see you
pedestal.
later.
So like he comes, he like, and takes like 3 steps, and the guy just leans out and he's like, hey, you stay in the grass. And the dog listened, stopped mid like whatever aggressive nature it had toward me.
Got in huge trouble the last person at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I ate a person, I got indigestion.
Number 11, loud cars and motorcycles should be banned.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Stop it. Not for you, Ryan.
Banned. No, they've been banned.
No, they've unbanned them.
Ryan's older.
I'm the executive producer. Unbanned. Bowling rank.
What am I?
Number 12, there are too many dang paywalls.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so annoyed. Like, have you ever realized when you're trying to read a story, there's news. You're trying to read a story, and it's like, you can see this content for 1 penny. And I'm like, no.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Because their point is to get your credit card.
It's absurd for me to need to know something and be like, I won't do it.
but you know,
Yes,
though, that it's
you get
part of
your
the whole
info.
game. It's the subscription thing.
And listen, I understand media. Listen, do you put the quarter in the slot when you turn the 97.1 on your radio or the Annie Fry Show on your radio? You do not. You push a button, I'm here. You push a button, I'm gone. My husband's trying to figure out that trick at home.
Mm-hmm.
I do free radio. That's what this is. And we have sponsors that sponsor me, sponsor this show that I partner with, find great people who can continue to make free radio happen. If you would like to work with me, please contact me on my Facebook page or something. But you got to work to make it so that it can still be free.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of the places that traditionally were print places are having the success translating to web stuff. But when you go to a website and there's a paywall, and then there are also 500 pop-ups that you've got to click through in order to get to the freaking story, and then you can't even read the story because there are fake stories that are in the middle of the real story, and you're like, I don't even care about this anymore.
Also, I want to punch the guy in
Boomer.
the face that decided we're going to give you the first 2 lines of the story, and then it's going to slowly fade to gray. Just to get you interested, and then you
Click print really quickly on the article, and it'll send you a PDF.
Yep.
Real quick, though.
Yeah, you got to be ready to go. Refresh, print.
Everything doesn't need to be in 4K. Why not?
You know what? I don't really have an opinion about that. I will say that when you have, I think they've solved this, but for a while, the newer TVs, when people were going to flat screens, do you remember they would have weird refresh rates on them?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to adjust it or it looked fake.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
I think that's kind of a problem in the past.
The soap opera effect? Isn't that
yes,
what they called it?
That's what it was. I think it was a video/film effect.
Tom Cruise did a video Well, first of all, if you went to see Maverick in the theater, he sat down with, is it Jerry Bruckheimer who did the movie? He sat down with Jerry, like he welcomed people back to the theater and is like, you need to understand that we make so many decisions based on your experience that you're about to have sitting in the theater here. But then they also, when everybody could have a plasma TV, everybody could have an LED or an LCD or whatever it was, they came out and he has a video. It's on YouTube and you can see it. He walks you through the settings. This is what you need to do because the soap opera effect takes away all of the work that they put in to creating these videos for you to have the maximum theater-esque experience. And I remember people getting new TVs and I'm like, I hate watching this.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I'm going to see like Starbucks coffee cups in the background it just looks so cheap.
It was an attempt to make it as crystal clear, like us, the latest
Smooth.
technology, but they did it so much that really the refresh rate on film is 24 frames per second.
Right.
On video, it's like 32 or 36.
Well, it's up to 60.
Well, I guess it keeps going
Yeah.
up. But the film rate is the best for the human eye. That's why it looks so crisp and nice.
A couple more here before we going a little bit long. Babies don't need tablets.
I completely
Yeah,
agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree as well. It's hard to be. We've had to experience this. We were like no, Molly doesn't need any phones or tablets or anything, but Molly is in a situation where she's being handed off with people all the time, sporting events and everything. She would get them from other people, and I'm not going to go tell them, no, don't do that. Watch her while she's angry and bored. So that did kind of go by the wayside with Molly, but she's super active anyway. But the ease with which you can hand a device to a small child and they just will sit there like a bump on a log forever.
I'm amazed at how many times we go to events and one of the kids is at the event, doesn't really want to be there. So one kid out of all the kids there has a device and everybody gathers around that one kid. He's the popular one.
Restaurants are too loud. Boomer complained.
Yeah, okay, Boomer. It's fine.
No, yeah,
You're
it's fine.
What about loud talkers?
I guess it depends on how loud the environment is.
How interesting is their
Do you know
conversation?
what a loud talker is?
Well, maybe I don't. Define, please.
Probably you then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, yes, I am. Because
Everybody knows a loud talker. The
I
loud
have to-
talker has a voice that no matter where they are, you can crystally clear hear everything they're saying, and they never shut up.
Well, I'm the first part of that. I will shut up if I can read the room right, but I do have a voice that, like just Saturday, we were at a soccer tournament, and I said something to my son from the sideline, and the coach goes, "Man, Wiggins, I can hear you every single time you talk," and it's I've just got that voice that cuts through.
Have you ever been on an airplane and there's like the woman who talks the entire flight and she's 8 rows back and for whatever reason you can just hear everything she says?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is annoying. Although loud restaurants, I'm like, that's part of the experience.
Restaurants, yeah. For me in those situations, that type of thing grates at me. Get the I can control my environment, get my headphones on, get some noise in my ear to drown it out. I can control my environment and be just fine. Because I'm not going to go like, hey, lady.
You're talking about on the plane.
Yeah.
Because I was picturing you putting on headphones at a restaurant, and I thought that was a little
If that's
strange.
what I have to do to not embarrass myself in a larger scale, maybe that's the case. There's too much tipping. Boomer complaint.
Agreed.
Yep.
Dramatically too much tipping. Yeah. You shouldn't have to download an app for digital coupons. I think if they're going to give you digital discounts, you should have to jump through whatever hoops they want to give you.
I'm just tired of downloading an app for literally everything. I'm sick of that, and I'm definitely Boomer on that.
My Boomer complaint is fireworks. What are you all shooting them so dang early? It ain't the 4th yet. Fireworks are bad. I disagree. I think fireworks are always good. I don't care about. I'm like, if you got fireworks and you're doing it safely, let them fly.
Yeah, Memorial Day through Labor Day. Fireworks are fine.
The fact that computers don't have any ports anymore. This is certainly a MacBook thing.
Yeah.
It's like you got to buy an adapter for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that bothers me.
I don't like that either.
There's accessories you need to hook in sometimes, and they're like, well, to make it look cool or slim enough or whatever, all we're going to have is one USB-C port.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be embarrassed and have someone see an Ethernet input on your computer in public.
Yeah. I wish they had CD players still.
Open office plans are the worst.
I would agree with that.
I do not want an open any type of plan.
Yeah, because then they just fill them with cubicles.
Man, there was a school in O'Fallon that had an open floor plan for a school.
Ooh, that'd be
and all
weird.
they had were bookshelves in between the classes. So whenever I was subbing, I would stand up and I could hear and see everything that was going on in every classroom.
Wow.
It is awful.
All right, here's the last one. In true boomer form, last boomer complaint. Phone books were a good thing.
I don't know.
No. No. No.
When was the last time you're like, does anybody have the yellow pages?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah, I have no like affinity for the phone book. I guess if you grew up using it, you might. I mean,
no.
I mean, I used it somewhat growing up too. I don't
Well, it's
miss
because
it.
that's the people's phone numbers.
Yeah.
That was the only way.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree with this
It's
one.
so hard and you didn't even know your friend's dad's name.
Let's do the biscuit call when we come back. Don't go away.
And now listen to the beat.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Tap your feet.
Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Everybody knows that it's all right. Whoa, it's all right.
Cassens and Sons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. You go online right now to cassensons.com for a weekend. If you're looking at a vehicle and you want to see what's on their lot before you go visit them, super simple to get to. 270 to 159 in Glen Carbon, a mile north. Cassens is right there. It's incredibly easy to get to from Missouri, of course, from Illinois, off of 270. Right now, a 2023 Challenger GT, you can lease for 42 months, 0 down, $399 a month, tax, title, and license not included. This is an awesome, awesome vehicle, 2023 Challenger GT. If you're interested in this, make sure you call them at 618-800-2712, 618-800-2712, and tell them about the Challenger GT that you heard from Annie. They are online at cassensons.com. You're going to be able to see reviews there from people like me who have purchased vehicles at Cassens for a multitude of reasons. First of all, you're going to 100% be able to rely that the vehicle is going to be a top-notch quality vehicle that you can trust. You're going to be able to rely on the sales individual that you're working with, that they're going to have experience, that they understand the Cassens way of doing things. These are people who you can trust, and I have gone back again and again to purchase vehicles from Cassens because I trust them. I trust my family in the vehicles that they've sold me. I trust them to take care and maintain and change the oil and rotate the tires, the whole thing. I go back to them because I trust them, and you can too. 618-800-2712, cassensons.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Baseball season is heating up. With the free Odyssey app, you can get the most entertaining local coverage of your team while you're at work or on the go. Stay locked in the know with your favorite hosts as they bring you unfiltered takes, react to the latest team news, and talk to callers. Don't miss any of the action. Stream the shows you love live or on demand with the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. Download it today for free.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles? Comment tu t'appelles? Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This month at Renewal by Anderson, save 24% on every window, patio door, and entry door with 0% interest for 3 years. And installation is included. Call by June 29th, 314-720-9200.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, but they violated that trust. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect, call Onder Law at 844-BEDSORE.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules. 97.1 On Command. Just tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 FM Talk. Or download the Odyssey app and stay on top of everything happening anytime, even when you're not close to a radio. This is the Annie Fry Show.
She's been telling me all night long, gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on.
Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems. I can't take them when I'm gone. One, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So, Ryan, you took a little mini midweek vacation with your family, and we took phone calls one day. And I don't remember, what was the reason? Something had happened that we decided to take phone calls. Or was it a poll question?
It was a poll question.
What was it?
Going back to Tuesday. Oh, man, I can't remember.
Was it It was the Hillary one.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Who would win, Trump or Hillary?
Oh, yeah? No, I missed that.
Answer it.
Trump.
Good. This lady called in. I didn't know where this is going to. Like, generally speaking, if you call on the show, we'll have a call screener. They'll ask you what your point is, and then they'll put up a very small summation of what it is. I generally know if I'm going to put someone on, if they completely agree with me, if they think I'm the dumbest person ever. I usually have an idea here. Let's listen to what Emily has to say. Emily, thanks for calling the show.
Howdy. I do not think there'd be an enthusiasm for Hillary, but I think Trump has lost way too many independent voters to win.
You think that Trump has lost independent voters? What has Trump done to lose independent voters in your mind?
So in my mind, a lot of people are kind of hinging on that fraud case and a lot of the other things that are going on, and not to include the extremism that MAGA has done, over the years, including the insurrection. So that's left a lot of bad taste in people's mouths, I think.
So, Emily, when you're talking about the extremism of MAGA and insurrection, I mean, are you talking about insurrection as a crime?
Yeah, guessing.
Or like an ideology?
Both, and mostly ideology at this point.
So, because insurrection is a crime. People can be charged with
it. It is a crime.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that insurrection is a crime that can be charged, and nobody has been charged with it?
It's difficult to prove under the rule of law. It's really just something that is very hard to nail down. I think if I was looking at it as a prosecution, so I think it would be best if they, so prosecutors are looking for something easier to tag on first. That's why you have the initial fraud trial.
Do you feel like it's convenient at all to be able to politically charge people with a crime that it would not stand up in court to charge a person with that crime?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of it is political. We have people even campaigning on Trump, being on trial. However, it doesn't mean that he wasn't guilty of those crimes, and it's not like Trump has never done that or threatened to do that, as in jail Hillary Clinton, or Benghazi.
Yeah, when Trump said in that debate, you'd be in jail, I think about that a lot because people were really upset when he said, if I became the president of the United States, that Hillary Clinton would be in jail. That was very problematic for a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's kind of not become nowadays because of the shift of the Overton window.
Why do you feel Like, what do you think when Donald Trump said that you'd be in jail thing? Why do you think people found that to be scary that Donald Trump would talk about jailing?
Because it sounds like a dictator.
That he would become the president of the United States, and then there's Hillary Clinton, who he's trying to beat to become the president, and suggest that because Donald Trump was the president, he'd try to do something to go get Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Trying to jail political enemies is, basically dictatorship 101.
Okay, I'm going to just pause right now. What are you smiling for?
This is the first time I'm hearing this, and I can just see you kind of like gently taking her hand and being like, let's walk down the long and winding road together.
Yeah. I was thinking that there would come a time where we would together see the light, and maybe she would. Usually what happens is when that moment happens, a caller will generally double down and start calling me names.
Or just shift the topic completely.
Not Emily. If you feel like that's the case, what should be done to stop someone? If you feel like Donald Trump is trying to do that, like what should be done to stop somebody who is looking to seek out that power to say, if there's anybody in my way politically, I'm going to clear them out of the runway. And if I have the power at my hands, you'd be in jail. If I had the power in my hands to put my political opponent in jail, that just should be something done to stop that, I would think.
That was the initial point of the Electoral College, in my opinion, because it took forever for people to get in. So by the time they reached it, if they realized that it was a bad candidate, they could vote. Actually different than how the states did. But that's not how it's working or even initially planned or how it's going to go. So how you would do it nowadays is you have to grassroots and get out the vote and hope that people don't want a dictator.
Do you feel like when Donald Trump could be sentenced to jail on July 11th, that's the same thing that people were accusing Donald Trump of doing against Hillary Clinton in that election?
He was found guilty against a jury of his peers, including people who watch and listen directly only to Truth Social and Fox. So, no.
So
it's different when you do a crime
Emily,
and you're
real quick here. Emily, we're real quick here. There's a lot of people who are listening along with you. This is a Fox News radio station. I am not employed by Fox News. I am employed by Odyssey. Nobody ever tells me what to do or say, and I'm glad that you're out there listening to our station. But you're a free thinker who listens to this station. Don't you think other people who listen might be free thinkers and just think differently?
No, I do not think most people are free thinkers.
Are you? Are you a free thinker?
No.
You're not a free thinker?
Nope, most people aren't.
So what makes you not a free thinker? What controls your thoughts?
Nothing controls my thoughts, but it doesn't mean I'm a free thinker.
What? If you did wait, I'll pause. That's what I was thinking. Freely, I might add.
Okay. Because I saw the road you were walking down.
Yeah, we took a turn.
And she's like, how about this driveway right here?
If you wouldn't define yourself as a free thinker, what would you define yourself as?
A human being with feelings.
So somebody who is compelled by emotion.
Oh, absolutely.
Over thoughts and facts?
Yeah, sure.
I think my work here is done.
Whoops.
Emily, I can't argue with anything that you're saying because I think you're being incredibly honest and I really appreciate it. Everything that you're saying that is scary about Donald Trump, and I remember a lot of people discussing that. I think that debate was the one that was here in St. Louis. Wasn't it the one that was at Washington University, I think?
Yeah, most likely.
But a lot of people were very disturbed about that kind of threat that they inferred from what Donald Trump said. And I myself sit here and watch what Joe Biden's Department of Justice is doing to Donald Trump. And, you're saying you think that what I hear you saying, Emily, is that the Manhattan Alvin Bragg trial was completely fair, completely above board. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What was the part of that?
Sure. I'm eating a biscuit.
Okay.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah.
I know.
Did I interrupt? There's nothing that I just feel like you're the most honest, genuine person who's ever talked to me on this show before.
Well,
you-
and just because I have emotions and I use those to rule it, that's what Donald Trump is totally only fixated on. He riles up his crowd with hatred and bigotry and all other things that will get him riled up. It wasn't a trans issue until Donald Trump was trying to do his own thing until the trans issue, and he wasn't getting any feedback, and then he did it, and he started getting more feedback because it's just this cycle.
Emily, I don't
No
think
one's a free thinker.
I don't think that. Well, let me put it to you not in a negative way, but in a positive way. I think Donald Trump riles up. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. I think Donald Trump riles up the people who hate him as much, if not more, than the people who really think he'd be the best guy for the job.
Yes, but his base is predominantly made of people he has riled up with hatred.
Emily, how often do you listen to the show or the station or both?
What? Who wants to know?
Me. 'Cause it's my show.
Fair enough.
Do you listen to the station or the show a lot?
When it comes on, sometimes.
Okay, so you're a 97.1 fan.
I grew up with it. How about that?
Okay, I appreciate that. Do you feel like you know me?
No, I have no clue who you are.
Okay, but you called the show. Would you consider me to be Trump's base?
I have no clue.
Okay. Well, I gotta go. I hope you enjoyed your biscuit. Emily, I appreciate you calling in. That was a treat. I don't know what just happened. That was the call.
Wow. I should leave more.
Get more opportunities to speak to Emily's out there.
Wow, that was fun. And not to, I think like you were trying to do there, not really to like make fun of Emily or anything.
No.
But she
just took us for a ride.
She was responding to your questions, and it was clear that you're like, let's walk down here together. And she was like, I'm not really willing to do that. I'm going to just tell you exactly what I think in the moment. And right now, what I'm thinking is this biscuit's a little dry, you know? I mean, that's exactly what she was thinking at that moment.
Jackie said this almost sounds planned. LOL. I know that there are people who listen to this show more on a local basis in the event that I start saying things about local things. I can't imagine being tasked with like listening to the opposing viewpoint so that I can call in and like really let them know, especially our show, which we take calls like twice a month. Like, she opened the phones. Red alert, red alert, red alert.
Go,
Yeah.
troops.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, I know a lot of other shows do a lot of phone calls, or there are shows that don't. If they open the phones, they don't traditionally get phone calls, so they don't do segments directly dedicated to doing that. But if they got somebody who called in, they stopped the show to take the call. Emily seemed like I showed up on her door to interview her.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, great. Here we go.
Yeah.
Annie Fry's here.
Yeah, like I was like,
So,
can
I'm
I talk to
kind
you
of in
about
the
your
middle
Lord
of
and
something.
Savior, Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
It was bizarre. Anyway, I asked her, so you think the Manhattan trial was completely above board? She goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, what was the part? And that was biscuit.
It was a biscuit.
It was a biscuit.
I'm glad she did that because now it has a name.
Yeah.
It's the biscuit call.
It's the biscuit call. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show with the YouTube live chat. Poll results, have you voted yet? I hope you have. Go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and tell us, who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? Your vote on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, results, and a little more fun before we wrap it up and hand it over to the Mark Reardon Show in just a few minutes. Don't go away.
Everybody at the bar getting tipsy.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Tell my mind, forget.
Let's talk to about Jen Teskey at RE/MAX Alliance, 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. You reach out to Jen Teskey directly about listing your home. You can sell your home in the Illinois side of the river with Jen Teskey and have a smooth experience working with her and her team. She's backed with RE/MAX Alliance. This is a wonderful opportunity to have the best positive experience you can. Real estate can be stressful. There's a lot of moving parts with it. So you want to make sure that you have somebody that captains that whole ship with confidence, with knowledge, with experience, and most importantly, with honesty. A lot of times if you're using a realtor and it's somebody who you know really well personally, and they happen to do realty on the side or whatever, you can lose out on the opportunity to hear some of those harder to hear truths that will actually help you make a lot more money in the long run. People who understand the market the way it is. Jen Teskey is sweet. She's honest. She is going to put you in the best position for success with your purchase or with your sale. Just reach out to her at 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. Online at jenteskeyhomes.com.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 500, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 500 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 500 to save 15% today.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning. 1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com. Mark Cox here. My friends at Whiskey Dickerson are hard at work cranking out a brand new line of t-shirts, hoodies, and hats with hard-working, self-reliant patriots like you and mine. Whether you're the subtle and tasteful type or you'd rather push the First Amendment to the limits, Whiskey Dickerson has just the shirt for you. Right now, get 20% off by entering promo code 971 at checkout. Whiskey Dickerson is giving a voice to the silent majority. So if you like your coffee strong and your tea in the harbor, go to whiskeydickerson.com.
Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? We're going to get the results of this poll in a matter of minutes, so stick around if you want to know who's funnier. You can also weigh in and skew those results yourself if you want to. I shouldn't have put it that way, skew those results, but that's really what you're doing when you participate in a poll. It's the Andy Fry YouTube live chat poll. Who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? 251. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly. We went back in time. 251. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. News that's on time. On your time. Download the Odyssey app and dip in whenever you want. And stay on top of what's happening. 97.1 FM Talk on the Odyssey app. This is the Annie Fry Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So, what do you got any big weekend plans?
No.
None?
We got another soccer tournament. So.
Does it consume the whole weekend?
No, just Saturday.
is the tournament all Saturday, or has it been this week?
Just all Saturday.
What is soccer season? Because I know there are multiple, but what is soccer season?
Yeah, the typical soccer season is you have a fall semester that breaks for Christmas, basically, and then comes back in late January or February, and then plays for the spring. Summer is a time off if you want it to be, but we play in 3-on-3 tournaments. So we kind of play all year.
And what age are we talking?
10.
Is the soccer culture, youth sports culture, is it positive? Is it net positive? Is it net negative? Does it completely depend on the team?
It can depend on the coach. I mean, if you have a coach who's like a screamer and is negative, I don't know that we would last on that team very long. I know a lot of people who probably wouldn't either. But I would say net positive overall, regardless, because most coaches are good.
What about baseball? What have you experienced in baseball?
I've not had a bad experience in baseball. We don't treat baseball quite as intensely as soccer because we're playing select and we're just playing regular baseball. But we've had a great time.
Are you
in
playing
baseball.
like rec ball then
Yeah.
for baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, there's something there. I really, really wish that select baseball would get back to being really selective. And that, especially for the junior, for high school age kids, American Legion ball used to be the premier thing in the summer. And there'd be Junior Legion, there'd be Senior Legion, very respected organization, very respected baseball, and people cared about playing for it. But the world that has been created with everybody plays select, and you can play Little League, but it's like such a last resort for kids. There's Corey League too, which I think some people play in, that is maybe kind of like a medium. The idea that every kid is a free agent, that their parents are their agent, like the horse trading that goes on at the mid to end of June. My son is like done with this stuff, so we're not in the midst of it. I've watched it over the years. And there are people who are playing 7U select baseball, spending $500 on bats and thousands of dollars for the league. And I'm reflecting on my time now that I'm about done with that portion of the baseball. And I'm like, I don't know that this is what's best for the kids. And I didn't particularly enjoy being part of the horse trading. And it was such a distraction from being able to watch my kid play ball. And it kind of makes me sad.
We had to have a real conversation about soccer within the last 2 months to figure out, what are we going to do here?
What's next?
Yeah, what's going to happen? And we came to that my son, Sinjin, really, really wanted to keep playing. So that was kind of the most important thing. If he didn't have that desire.
You got to listen. You got to listen to your kid, and even listen to the things that they're not saying, but they're doing. Like, are they out there playing? Do they enjoy it? Are they having the most fun? Do they want to do it more? Are they looking for the next opportunity? Are you going, you need to go work on this. You need to go do this. You need to show up. And they're like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah. And the other thing that we noticed as parents is that he's hyper competitive. So he's got to be in stuff. He just has to be playing stuff.
Yeah.
And he gets kind of crazy with his siblings if he's not running. He needs to get energy out. And so we're like, okay, then we're going to play soccer year round because you need to get energy out. And he likes it. So that's how we're doing it.
Yeah. I think I think there's a better way to do it than it is right now. And usually things have to move around in order to find that. I know a lot of places where Legion ball is coming back too. But, My advice to parents is, don't forget to enjoy watching your kids play sports. Don't forget that. YouTube live chat poll: who's funnier, Donald Trump or Joe Biden? I didn't give this much time because 92% of you said Donald Trump. There wasn't a lot to discuss here. All right, stick around. The Mark Reardon Show coming up next.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves.